All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are well today. All right. Let's see if DWC rebounds. We got lows we're watching today. Space. We've got like PHE win. We have like INDO. Both of these are kind of down today. We've got lows in space that we're keeping an eye on. Oh, man, my camera's down. If y'all are wondering what y'all saw here, this is a candle. Candle. Yeah, IMPP. Not just IMPP, we have INDO that's gapping up kind of crazy too. So there we go. What's up, Gamelo? Buenos dias, mi amigo. Mighty early today. Well, we've been getting up early every day and doing it. It just depends on what's going on in the market, really. All right. Ooh, coffee tastes good. We got space here. Well, space rebound. We covered the space earnings yesterday. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. So yeah, DWC is at $90. Do you think DWC will hold over $90 today? That's the question for everybody. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Do you think DWC will hold over $90 today? We also have Lowe's earnings. Space. Do you think Space is going to rebound? Let me know. QNGY running. Do you think Lowe's will tank similar to HD yesterday? Well, it depends on what the earnings were. Lowe's may drop today. It depends on what the earnings are when it comes out. And so, just because Home Depot had bad earnings does not mean Lowe's will as well. We don't know. So we'll see. So yeah, so DWAC is up there. Let's see what we got going on here. QNGY running again today. Made a big run last Thursday, I think. Yeah, it's just lower volume here, unfortunately. Y'all hit the like button as well. Lows may drop today. Possible for sure. I mean, we'll see. In other earnings news, we have Overstock.com, OSTK. We've got Monday.com. We've got Jack in the Box. We've got Coors. This evening, excuse me. This evening, we're going to be covering some stuff. And then tomorrow evening is when the big ones are going to be, which is Coinbase, BYND, Etsy. Tomorrow morning we have NKLA, we got Moderna, we've got Alibaba. So yeah, those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. Let me know what you're watching the most, which one you're watching the most. Hey, what's up, Avi? All good. Just gonna ride up to the earnings 3-1 and been getting crushed. Yeah, it's tough, bro. Honestly, my DraftKings play, man, I'm getting better at identifying healthy dips in companies that I can bounce off of. And DraftKings was a prime example of that yesterday. Because, yeah, I mean, we called DraftKings early in the morning yesterday, told everybody we were buying the dip. It was at 16, and then it ripped up $3 a share. You know, it's roughly 20%. So DraftKings went up roughly, no, it wasn't quite 20%. It looks like it was like 15%. It looks like I made about 15%. But yeah, not bad. And then we have IMPP, which is kind of interesting today, too. Here's IMPP. We got Space. IMPP is penny stock right around $1. It's like right around $1 per share. Yeah, what's up, Bride? DraftKings up there, though. Does it affect the market? Which one? How are you doing? What do you think about the conflict between Russia? Yeah, it certainly affects the market. 100% affects the market, man. No question. There's no question that it influences and affects the market. Um, REVB is another one. Yeah, we got REVB up here too. REVB is at 250s, gapping up some, looks good. Put the VWAP up here. It's at 250s. Right now, guys, what I'm looking for is extended stocks on the downside. Kind of like DraftKings yesterday. DraftKings is now too high up there. But like, what else? Give me some options of stocks that are like DraftKings. Um, Stocks that are beat up over the last few days. Space had earnings. It didn't really do much. They're about break even. They're down at like $8.14. And so honestly, I'm a little bit tempted to buy Space. What's the cap of Space is one of the influential things. What's the cap? I think it's like 2 to 3 billion if I remember correctly. 2 billion. Okay, so I was right. So yeah, the market cap of Space is 2 billion. And now while it hasn't been beat up in the last day, it's down pretty substantially over the last few. $8 could be a support level. So I think I'm going to take one little feeler trade on Space here. I think I'll buy like 50 shares. And my reason for it is because it's been really beat up. Not only that, but it has a huge following. Space is kind of like my AMC dip where it had a huge following. And so I'm a little bit more likely to buy those type of dips and just give myself a really tight risk. Maybe 25 shares. We'll start it off with 25 shares. And we're going to buy it right here. We're going to use a stop loss. Oh, I can't buy it yet. I got to wait 9 minutes. But then in 9 minutes, I'm going to buy it. All right, so that's one of the dip buys I want to get into today. I'm going to make a list of these. Space is one. And I think another key with these is just diversifying. I think when you diversify enough, then you're usually in a little bit better spot. All right, so we got Space. Roku. Yeah, Roku might be one as well. Let's do it. Roku. Let's see, Roku had a huge green day yesterday. And so it's fine to have a break-even day like Space, but whenever they have a huge green day rebound already, the rebound's already happened. So like if you look at Roku got hammered from 150 down to 102. And now Roku's back up to 125. So Roku's still up big from that. So Roku is not the same. Roku might actually correct. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but Roku is not the same, unfortunately. It had too bullish of a day yesterday, as opposed to Space, which it's up some, but it's not a massive amounts. So yeah, we'll have to find something else. Ford, Facebook, SoFi, Hood, Nvidia. Okay, let's check these out. Nvidia, huge company. Break-even day yesterday. Big drop since earnings. Yeah, I don't mind Nvidia. Let me see the longer-term chart. Nvidia is kind of neutral for me. I like it where it's positioned on the daily chart, but I think the range is huge and it can get you in trouble. And it moved up yesterday some, but it did drop 3 days in a row before that. So all right, so Nvidia, let's just see what the daily range is. Nvidia at the opening bell yesterday moved from 230s to 240. So that's basically a $10 range on the day. If I take 30 shares, it's going to be $30 in wins or losses on that $10 range. Or if I take 3 shares, maybe I'll buy like 3 or 4 shares of Nvidia, something small. We'll go with 4 shares of Nvidia. And so we're going to prepare that. We got Space. We're going to buy a little bit. We got a little bit of Nvidia. What else we got? Man, BTBT is a penny stock. So what I'm looking for is stocks that Facebook. Yeah, let's see Facebook. I know Facebook's gotten destroyed. I think Facebook will be fine, man. Like, I don't think Facebook is gonna die. I think Facebook is gonna bounce. So let's see, Facebook. It's the range on Facebook. Facebook yesterday at the open ran from about 201 to about 208. So it's got about a $7 to $8 range. And so with that, if I bought like 5 to 10 shares of Facebook, that would probably be fine. So we'll try that one too. We'll try Facebook dip, and that'll be it. Well, we're not going to diversify anymore. That'll be 3 shares, 3 stocks we're buying. The problem though, and the only major problem here is if the market falls, all 3 of these are going to fall with it, except for maybe space. But if the market drops, everything's going to follow it, you know. And so it's really dependent on the market going up today, which, you know, I think we got a good chance of, but I also think that we're a little bit extended in pre-market right now. I mean, not extended, but we're up from 429.50s all the way up to 434. So I think we're a little bit high in the market, but still, you know, I don't hate the bet. Man, I forget to monetize like every day, bro. There we go. I messed up a little bit with my title, I think. Yeah, we got REVB trying to run. IMPP is up there. What else do we have? Space. SPY coming down. We got about 3 minutes till we can buy anything anyway. The problem though is that Facebook is so volatile that What's up, Jeff? Good morning, bro. Doing good, man. I'm in Texas. Can you do a technical analysis on the SPY? Well, for how long? SPY, 90-day or 1-year chart with your tech indicators. Yeah, I mean, I gotta look at it. Here's the SPY. Here's the SPY. And now, like I said, the biggest thing here is figured out your time frame. We drew these levels yesterday on the SPY, and we followed them pretty close, man. Look at these bounces. You know, even when we came up here, we rejected. So we've got this big line of support or resistance here short term, right around where we are now. So we'll have to be careful. Here's a yearly chart. When I see a major support, I see it at a few different spots. I see the biggest one is right here at about four. Really, it's about 430 to 425. So 425 to 430. Whichever one you want to call it. I would probably call this 425 level here, and just kind of see the support at 425. We're at 429.50s right now, and so I think if we break under 425s, 430s, and hold, then I don't think that's necessarily good for the market. Yeah, OCGN kind of was a little sketch yesterday for sure. If we're looking at like a 90-day chart, here's a 180-day chart, and I still think, again, you can kind of see this 425 level support build off of it, and so that's kind of my line in the sand for the SPY right now is 425. We'll see if it holds, but I think that's a reasonable support level to pay attention to. Who knows if it's going to, but we'll see. 425 down here, right around the low from the last few days too. So in terms of support over us, like I said, we got 434s, and we'll see. Got a lot of gappers, it looks like, this morning. We've got CLEU, nothing really. CEMI, nothing. IMPP, nothing. INDO, BFRA. Look at INDO rip, man. INDO is kind of going. BFRA gapped and then failed. MOGU, HIMS. Those are boring. Overstock.com has earnings today, so we're going to watch OSTK. They've got earnings dropping this morning. ASRT, WK, Work. Nothing. So, yeah, so DWAC, PHUN, IMPP, INDO, REVB. Is mostly what we're watching right now. Maybe MULN too. But I think INDO, IMPP, PHUN, and DWAC are what I'm watching the most. Yeah. Yeah, OCGN pumped their stock up and then hit their traders with an offering yesterday and just crashed it back down. So if you don't know what an offering is when you sell shares. A lot of the times companies do this when they're not making money in any other facets of business. And so in turn, they artificially inflate the price of the stock so that they can make more per share. An offering is when they sell shares. They add more shares, they dilute the company, they add more shares to the float and sell those shares and profit all the money from them. And so it's dilution, and it's a way that companies that aren't profitable make money. And so what happens is they'll artificially inflate the price, like OCGN yesterday went from 3 something to $4.50, $5, and then they waited for the after hour session, and when the liquidity's not as good, so people can't sell as easily and aren't by their computer as much, and then they slammed the offering down, and everybody that was holding OCGN lost 20% roughly, is what happened. And so very common in penny stocks. Usually it's not after the market open, but yeah, very, very sketchy. REVB with a huge dump. Did they do an offering? Speaking of offerings, huge drop for REVB. Looking up the REVB news now. I don't know. Let's see, man. Let's see about the REVB news. I'm trying to look it up now. I'm trying to find the source. There we go. I don't see any catalyst for REVB. If you guys know why, let me know. Yeah, as long as they file it with an S3 and they let people know they can hit it with it anytime they want. I'm looking for S3s right now. I don't see one. Form 825 425 888. They might have one. I just don't see one right now. How about Bitcoin, man? Bitcoin bounced back. Yeah, I don't see anything right now. I'm trying to look it up. BCO stock had some type of news. I don't think this is an offering. This probably is just some big trader unloading shares. AMC all the way back down to 16s again, man. Oof. SQ. All right, so it's past 6. I'm going to go ahead and get in some of those dip buys we talked about earlier. The first one is on space. We just bought 25 shares. The other one is a very small share size of Nvidia. A very small dip of Nvidia here. We're going to get in that. And then the other one. What was the other one I talked about? That was Nvidia space. And I believe Facebook. Facebook, we're going to have a very specific tight risk of $200. And we're going to get 5 shares of Facebook. All right, so we're in all of those dip buys. We bought some Nvidia, we bought some Space, SPCE, and we bought some Facebook now. We'll see. Overstock does have earnings, and then Lowe's, LOWE. LOW is the symbol. Lowe's has earnings. Let me see when the Lowe's numbers are going to drop. All right, so Lowe's did drop their earnings. They dropped fourth quarter. Yeah, we're just going to post this here. Lowe's did drop their earnings. And you can see Lowe's at the bottom. Not really much action from it yet. On coin market cap, Bitcoin has disappeared. Ethereum is in the number 1 spot. What? No, Bitcoin's here. It's interesting. You can see trading volume and how much it's up or down. Trading volume is down 28%. I can kind of gauge this because on BitGet, as an affiliate of BitGet, I can kind of see how many traders are trading, And so with that, they haven't been trading as much. And so it kind of makes sense. Trading volume 24 hours down 27%. So interesting. Oh, wait, you're right, though, on the list of cryptocurrencies. Why? That's strange. It's probably just some type of error on CoinMarketCap's part. Like Bitcoin's still in the top 10 cryptocurrencies, obviously. It's still probably number one. The only reason Ethereum, I think Ethereum will obviously be bigger than Bitcoin eventually. Mostly because of its uses. Like the utility of Ethereum is much higher. People build NFTs and apps and stuff like that. They don't really do that with Bitcoin, so it's different. But yeah. Yeah, look at CoinGecko. I'm gonna look at CoinGecko. Yeah, CoinGecko still has Bitcoin up at number one. Bitcoin market cap still 737 billion. INDO. Yeah, INDO is interesting for sure. I mean, it's popped up there. It's over 650 over the previous closing price at 680s now. Yeah, low had slightly better earnings. Yeah. All right, look at INDO rip. It's at $7 here, guys. $7. DCFC showing up too. DCFC's not really doing that much. AMPL, no. We've got MULN. INDO popping up though, getting okay volume for pre-market right now. All right, look at INDO. It's at 725s right now, 725s. INDO, let's see if it holds, man. Lows at 218s didn't really do much. Facebook. I think I need a little bit more position and space. Yeah, what's up, JB? DWC, I think it's up over the last few days. Still got to hold over like $85, so we'll see. You know. Anything else moving today? It's kind of a slow day, in all honesty, man. I mean, definitely not as exciting as yesterday. Remember, it's Wednesday today, guys. Wednesday. Currently, we're holding Nvidia, Facebook, and SPCE. Yeah, Mara and BKKT are going to be popping up mostly with Bitcoin and crypto's volatile action. I think BKKT has earnings one of these days too. I can't remember exactly when it's supposed to be, but BKKT does have earnings today or sometime. It is. Okay, so BKKT had earnings a few days ago, so they're not going to have earnings again until May. So. Nvidia popping up a little bit, Facebook popping up, and space popping up. So we're green in all of those. BKKT, we'll see. But BKKT being a crypto stock, Mara, Riot, both being crypto stocks, they're going to be up because Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin today at least is up pretty nicely, almost up to 39K, which is good. We've got so many lists here. All right, guys. So DWAC dipping down under 90s. We do have INDO up there. Here's lows. Low guidance, but good earnings, I think, is what this one was. But again, we bought some dips in space, Facebook, Nvidia. If we're right about these, we're going to really scale up in size. Like, we're taking a few more of these type of positions. But if we're right about these, we're really going to scale up in size. If Bitcoin is up, we should buy coin. Yeah, and coin has earnings tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Ed? Morning, John. You think we'll see another $6 swing in the SPY today on the downside? We're not good. Thanks for your live streams, bro. They happened. We're not good. Oh, you're talking about BKKT. Hey, well, of course, Mike. Even in the silence, I could still hear you asking to hit that like button. That's right, Steven. Hey, hit the like button, guys. How did Krispy Kreme do? I hope they did well. They deserve to shine. Krispy Kreme. Honestly, bro, my kryptonite is donuts, dude. Like, sweets in general is my kryptonite, bro. Like, I should probably not eat as many sweets. I'm getting too old to eat sweets, bro. But, like, Krispy Kreme is so good, dude. Like, the other day for Valentine's Day, I bought Carol, like, 30 donuts. And I sit there and ate them. Had a stomach ache by the end of the day. It's too much flour. Flour is bad for you. You know? Like, what's healthy for us are things that reduce inflammation, you know? And so the things that reduce inflammation are things that our body doesn't consider foreign, you know? And so, like, what our ancient ancestors walked around doing and picking, like berries and stuff like that, and lean meats, really, it was like berries and lean meats. Those are the most healthy things for us because That's what is the least foreign to our bodies. That's what our bodies are used to. That's what our ancient ancestors walked around picking: strawberries and berries. Maybe not strawberries, but berries in general. That's why they're superfoods. It's because that's what we had access to, and that's what is the least foreign thing to our bodies. And white flour, processed white flour, our bodies are not used to it. Our bodies are not used to it. We can eat it, but it's the reason white flour causes so much inflammation makes sense, because it's just so foreign to what we used to consume relative to what we used to consume. And so, white flour is terrible for you, and donuts are pure white flour. So unfortunate, but I love me some donuts. Cheers to Krispy Kreme. And we'll see what happens. We got space here. We're watching space too. I mean, let me know what you're watching. There's 812s. We're green in space. We're green in everything right now that we bought so far. Very small green, but green nonetheless. We don't eat white flour. Yeah, but you know what I mean. We consume white. We consume foods that are cooked with white flour. Well, it's also sugar too, John. It's sugar and white flour. That's terrible for us. Hey, I don't know. I'm not predicting anything for Facebook today, man. I don't know. I mean, am I holding a little bit? Sure, but am I predicting it? No, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you better believe if Facebook rips up 20% today, I'm going to be the best trader in the world right now. But am I predicting it? No. Do I hope it goes up? Yes. All right, DWAC. Let's see if it holds over $90 today. We're at 88.88. INDO consolidating. Space up there to 812s. Here's the SPY. I think the SPY is relevant to what we're looking at too. Gotta clear some of these levels out. We talked about our major levels. I think 425, 430 are big levels here for the SPY. So we definitely want to see us hold over that. We also have this previous closing price here, where if we make this a little bit larger, this previous closing price is very relevant. You can see bounces off of that level at pre-market. So we're going to be watching this previous closing price on the SPY, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Right. Point is, if you want to know what's healthy for us humans to consume, not even like healthy, but like long-term healthy, like we can eat a lot of stuff and get away with it, because our bodies are resilient for the most part. But like, if you want to figure out what's healthy, think about what our ancient ancestors walked around and had access to. Those are the most healthy foods. What they did not have access to: processed sugar, white flour, not healthy for us, unfortunately. And I love sugar. Like I said, I got a sweet tooth, man. That's like my kryptonite. But I got to keep telling myself this so I don't keep eating it. Nvidia up there at 237.70s. Space is up there though. Hey, we got a good entry on space. I mean, we're actually green on everything. We're green on Nvidia, we're green on Facebook, and we're green on space. Those are the 3 div buys we bought this morning. We'll see if they work. They might not work. I don't know. Wine, yeah, wine is probably fine. Wine is actually good for you. The reason it's good, and the reason they say it's good, is because wine is good for you for the same reason that kombucha is good for you, which is that, like, when our ancient ancestors were out there picking stuff, sometimes that stuff got a little bit rotten, and they ate it anyway. And so that's why kombucha is good. It's got healthy gut bacteria. New channel coming, Food with John. John's food channel. Beginner foodie. Right now, the market as a whole has been trading up since you bought it, so everything's green. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I see that. SPY up there to 432.40s. But hey, we'll take it. Like I said when I bought these, it's going to be largely influenced by what the SPY does. So hopefully the SPY keeps going up. IMPP over the VWAP here. Man, I can't get over this symbol. It's the worst symbol ever. IMPP. If my son heard this, he would laugh. All right, so Nvidia is doing good. Space is doing good. Facebook is doing okay. IMPP, should I buy this dip right here? I mean, DWAC, what do you guys think? Is this over? Do you think it'll hold over 90 today? Vote on the poll right now. Here's PHUN, same concept. It's at 320s. Space is looking good, though. We're in space. It's moving. You love to see it. Hey, what's up, cats? Good morning, good morning. Did I hear foodie? Kind of. What's up, Matty J? DWAC and PHUN will get crushed today. Maybe, bro. Maybe it will. I gotta go get a haircut today, man. What other earnings list do we have today, man? We had Overstock, OSTK. I think I heard somebody mention this one did okay. None of the other ones were significant in cover. We had Monday, which looks like it had bad earnings. Jack in the Box. Nothing major though. What earnings are next week, guys? Any major earnings next week that y'all remember? We got some big ones tomorrow evening. DWAC is 88. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, though, do you think it's going to hold over 90 if it breaks back over it today? AMC, kind. Yeah, it looks like Monday MNDY had bad numbers. It's ironic because I just hired a channel manager and we're using Monday. Like we're using Monday.com. It seems kind of cool. I'll have to get used to it. Best Buy earnings. Is that next week? AMC next week? Yeah, AMC we're definitely going over. Definitely. All right, so we're green and everything, mostly from the SPY going up. But yeah, Monday got hit. We still got MULN that's volatile. IMPP. See if this breaks $1 today. Here's $1 right here. Bro, I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. We got any Orlando people here? Any people in Orlando right now? Any Orlando viewers? As a Monday user, it's not bad. I think it's just got overvalued and you have the charts. Yeah. Any as a crypto miner, very excited. Yeah, any is Sphere 3D or Sphere 3. What is it? I remember any. I just can't remember what the actual name was. Yeah, it's Sphere 3D. Okay, I was right. Up there to 240s. So this is going to be influenced heavily by Bitcoin, though. Just be careful with any. it's so heavily influenced by what crypto does that, just be careful. We got ASRT, REVB had a lot of people talking, but it didn't really hold. MULN, we got 10 here, TEN, which looks to be up either on earnings or an acquisition. This looks like an acquisition. It's too steady at this price point. So it looks like an acquisition probably, right? So I'm not even going to look at that one. If it's not an acquisition, let me know, but I think it is. And then here's Lowe's, here's Space, which, we're watching Space today. Home Depot, an idea, good earnings, but sell off yesterday. Well, the question I think is like with the price of labor increases that we've gotten over the last few years, has Home Depot been, is it a little bit too high? Is the question. Is a little bit too high. And as prices return back to normal, I don't mind Home Depot though, to be honest. It might be one of these ones like I might buy this dip too. What's a reasonable dip? It's got about a $5 range, $5 to $10 range. And so if I buy, it's a little bit too much. So I think we might buy a little bit of Home Depot here too. I don't mind it. I think diversifying is fine. All right, so we bought a little bit of Home Depot here. DWC at 89's INDO. So we're holding a bunch of different things right now. Yeah, DWIC back up to 89s. IMPP. I am deep in MULN. I keep adding like Hopium. Hope it's not a scam. Here, let me vet it a little bit for you, brother. Hold on. Here's MULN right here. So we'll take a look at it. Here's MULN right here. It's at 75 cents. 75 cents. Now, let me vet it a little bit real quick. Mullen Automotive. We do have fourth quarter earnings on March 8th for this one. So they do come out in a few weeks. All right, so let's take a look at the long-term chart. That's the first step. Ooh. I don't know if it's a scam. I think it just might be a failing company, brother. Like I don't know whether I would call it a scam because I don't think they're trying to scam people. I think they're probably trying to stay, they're not trying to rip people off. I just think that they're struggling. Obviously, if you look at their long-term chart, they're at 61 cents. What's the float like here? The float is 20 million. So it's a small float stock, 3.2% short float. So it's not down because it's heavily shorted. Short float is just not high enough there. Market cap about 21 million. So it's a small cap company. Yeah, there's just risks investing in small caps. It doesn't look like it's influenced by general market conditions. Yeah, just be careful, man. It's one of those things where it might rebound, but it might not. So just be careful, bro. I don't know what MULN's doing, but just be careful. Yeah. I don't think it's a scam. I just think they're struggling. Pyro. Yeah, they're trying to make that money, but good luck. It's really cheap here, so maybe it comes back. Good luck, bro. It's possible it does. I'm not saying it won't. I've seen crazier things happen. It's just, I don't think it's a scam. I just think they're struggling. All right, so what else we got? I mean, space. We're in space a little bit. And space is looking the same way, But I think space is a little bit different, and I'll tell you why. Space has a name recognition. Virgin Galactic, very well-known company, large following, a lot of traders invested and interested in it. And so usually that is one of the conditions that I look for if I'm buying dips. I'll buy the dip in a stock that looks like this, but it needs to be a well-known, like it needs to have some sway. It needs to have some traders that are interested in it. And we held the earnings stream yesterday for space, and we got like a few hundred people here. So it's got a following for sure. And so that's the reason I bought it, is because it's beat up, neutral in these earnings, and we'll see. Yeah, and vote on the poll. Do you think DWC will hold over 90 today? It's at 89s right now. So far it hasn't, but will it? Let me know. Thoughts on Tesla? Yeah, I mean, I think Tesla is just kind of stabilizing right now. I think that Tesla is okay. I don't think you want to see Tesla hold under $800 for an extensive period of time, but I think Tesla is just stabilizing. I think Tesla has had, anytime you have a stock that has this crazy of gains and movement and growth, really, it's not even just gains, it's growth. Anytime you've had a company that has had this large of growth, I think that usually they're not going to hold their crazy highs. They're going to correct some and stabilize. And so I think that's kind of what we're seeing now with Tesla is that it's correcting some, but it's stabilizing, you know. But we'll see. I think $800 is obviously a big level. 850, $800 big level, just huge range. Very volatile stock. So, I think $800 is interesting. Yeah, for sure. Small. And that's kind of how I feel. Again, speculating, of course. I have no idea what any of these are going to do, and we'll see. But like that's kind of my take on it. I think just based off of the game-changing aspect of Tesla, they'll be okay, regardless of how much they fall. I think Tesla will be fine. Because I think Tesla has permanently changed the automotive game. They were electric vehicles before Tesla, but Tesla really made them cool. Before Tesla, there was like Priuses. Tesla really made them cool. It made them sporty, and it specifically got young people interested in them. Is what it did. That's what Tesla did well. Is that it got young people in pop culture interested in them. And it wasn't like that before. They had some cool EV vehicles, but it was nothing like this. 5 years ago, every time I'd see a Tesla, I'd be like, oh, wow, look, it's a Tesla. Now I see one every day, no matter what, driving around. So, yeah. eBay. Yeah, eBay has earnings. I think it's this evening, right? Lucid and Zoom is Monday. Yeah, for sure. IMPP. Yeah, we're definitely watching IMPP and INDO. IMPP tapped over $1 here. So we're green in everything that we bought so far, which is good. Like I said, we're in space, Facebook, Home Depot, and Nvidia. The only vulnerable part of this trade is that it's all going to be dependent on what the broader market does. Broader market goes down, we're going to lose here, and that's okay. But hopefully it doesn't. I think space is the one that might not follow the market to a T relative to the others, but we'll see. MULN making moves? Is it really? Yeah, MULN back over VWAP, back over 75, $0.25 psychological level here at 75. I think that's interesting. The $0.25 psychological level of 75 cents. I think when you got a stock under $1, they really follow, and not even follow. I can't guarantee they're going to follow it to a T, of course, but like they really have a lot of quarter and half dollars, and especially like the one whole dollar at $1. They just usually have a lot of traders basing their trades off of those levels, and so in turn they're respected levels. They play off of those levels. Technical analysis only works because other people think it works, and so you're looking at what your mentality needs to be when you're looking at something from a technical perspective. It needs to be, what does everybody else see, right? And because of that, you want to look at obvious self-evident levels like $1, 75 cents, 50 cents. And that's also why you look at confirmation, and the more obvious the confirmation, the generally the better the level ultimately will be. And it's nothing is 100%, but that's kind of how it goes. There's no music playing. Y'all can't hear the music. Oh no. Oh, I think I turned it down too much yesterday. There we go. That should be better now. You should hear the music. Man, I've been listening to music by myself all morning. Thank you for that, Alan. What's your favorite long holding penny stock? I don't really hold many penny stocks long term. I just think that a large majority of penny stocks will fail. I think the only reason they have such huge followings is because a lot of traders just don't have a large account. When you can buy regular cap, medium cap stocks cheap, like you don't need to trade huge. You don't need a huge account to buy healthy companies. I just think there's a lot of traders that get really wrapped up and involved with penny stocks when, a large majority of penny stocks fail. And so I don't really hold any penny stocks long term, if I'm being honest. I just think that most of them will fail. It's a sucker's bet, I think, most of the time. And again, this type of mentality has come from, years of seeing stocks like CEI. CEI, I've talked about this before. I ended up making some money on CEI. I bought it, sold it at like 3 or 4. And when I sold it, I had people mad at me. Maybe it wasn't CEI, maybe it was SNDL, but it was one of these. I bought it and sold it, and people were mad that I sold. They were mad that I didn't continue to hold it. And they told me, they said, hey, we're going to be back, and I'll be back in a month to tell you I told you so, when CEI is at, $5.50 a share, $6 a share, whatever it was. And sure enough, a month later, CEI was under 2. And then a month after that, CEI is at less than 50 cents. And so I see this happen a lot. CEI had a huge following. It had a lot of big time YouTubers that were just pumping it up, artificially inflating it, trying to gain a following from it. And in turn, a bunch of traders lost a bunch of money. And this is not a isolated incident. This happens very commonly in penny stocks. Most of them will fail. And so when I'm swing trading or investing, I'm not investing in penny stocks. Most of them will fail. I'll short-term trade a penny stock all day. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against penny stock trading. I mean, I'll scalp a penny stock, but am I going to hold it and invest into these companies that have no real history or, favorable fundamental data, favorable fundamentals about them whatsoever? No, I'm not going to hold those. Those are risky. And again, they're suckers bet that a lot of times new traders get involved with because they search YouTube and they say, oh, CEI is going to go. CEI is going to go up 1,000%, and it's like, no, it's not, but hey, it is what it is. About 4 years, Mike. 4 or 5 years. And again, I think I'll short-term trade a penny stock, but I think the ones investing in the penny stocks are funding these terrible companies that are just eventually going to be at zero. And I can give numerous examples of this exact thing from over the years. And it is what it is. I mean, I was telling people a year and a half ago that AMC was not going to hold. And people were mad at me. They talked smack to me. They said that it was going to break 1,000 or it was going to break 100 and all this stuff. And sure enough, here a year later, AMC's in the teens. And the people that were saying that are kind of silent, talking about other stuff now. Hoping somebody doesn't bring it up. So, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. And, yeah, thank you, Cats. Yeah, I just try to be honest with people about it, I'm not going to, we cover some big stocks, but I'll tell people my honest, we cover some big hyped up stocks here, but I tell people my honest opinion on it. I don't sugarcoat it to try to pander to gain a following. I'd rather just be honest. And, sometimes that helps me, sometimes that hurts me. Yeah, thank you, Cats. Cats has been watching John for a year now. He speaks the truth. And John brought it up, my man. Hey, I appreciate it, Cats. Thank you. Cheers to you, Cats. Oh, man. I got to shave my beard, bro. How's my beard looking these days, man? I got to shave this thing. I'm just glad I could grow a beard, bro. I used to always, when I was 15, 16, bro, you know how you got those friends that their beard is just freaking shining, bro. Their beard is just flexing on everybody when they walk in the room. You know, they're like 15, but they got like a freaking Grizzly Adams beard, you know, just flexing on all the other little kids. Just like, what? I was never that guy. I had like a little patch of peach fuzz on my goatee, you know. I was so desperate to look older. I didn't realize that having that little patch of peach fuzz on your goatee makes you look younger, because everybody knows. So it's better to just shave it. But hey, IWM short interest over 38% of the free float. I know, Ben, but here's the problem with this, bro. Ben says AMC is being held down by the neck. Here's the problem, okay? AMC has, and I've said these numbers before, and I'll say them again, all right? And all I'm gonna preface this with, like, please don't get mad at me for my own subjective opinion. You know, when you start getting mad at people for having a specific view on a stock, you know you're emotional about it. And so I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying please don't, okay? But, like, the problem with AMC is that AMC's short float is not crazy high relative to a lot of the other short squeezes we've had in the market. AMC has a float of 500 plus million. Very difficult to have a good crazy squeeze high up at AMC. Very difficult for a stock like AMC to get squeezed like GameStop did, because the float is 10 times larger than GameStop. That means there's 10 times as many shares floating around out there for the public to trade. That's the easy way to remember float, is how many shares are floating around out there for the public to trade. And so it's just not, it's not a crazy short squeeze candidate. The float's too large. You know, unless they remove shares, the float is not large enough. The short float is not crazy high either. There's higher short floats out there. And so AMC was never a crazy squeeze candidate like that. It was never going to do what GameStop did. But I think a lot of traders got involved during the GameStop run. And so a lot of new traders got involved, and some of them now have huge followings, and they're trying to teach people, which, you know, it's a whole nother issue. But it was never going to do that. And then you'd have traders give people unrealistic expectations for AMC. You know, traders would say AMC is going to hit 1,000. And then when it didn't, because the float's too large and the short float's not large enough, then when it didn't, they would say, well, it would have done what I said. It would have hit 1,000 if it wasn't for these, you know, manipulation, you know, hedge funds. Bro, hedge funds are not stupid. Hedge funds are not going to pile into AMC short right after they lost billions of dollars on GameStop. They're not dumb like that. Like, these are the smartest people in the world. They're not just going to ridiculously heavily short AMC like that. It's just not how it goes. They're not dumb. They're not going to make the same mistake twice within a year, you know? But again, a lot of new traders got involved, and they think that everything is just going to squeeze, and, you know, it's not. There's some good squeeze candidates out there, and there's a lot of stuff that squeezes crazy high, but AMC's not really one of them. And you got to understand the fundamentals behind it. And, you know, every stock has synthetic shares and naked shorts. You know, it's not anything that's really provable. I mean, you can put some stuff up about it, but it's not anything that's really provable. And it's just an excuse and a justification for giving people unrealistic price targets for it. Anyways. And again, I know I'm going to say this, and we're going to have some traders that are bag holding AMC because these people told them to hold, and so because these people gave them unrealistic expectations. You got some bag holders at AMC, and they're going to get mad at me for just being honest. For just being honest about it, because that's the sign of emotion, you know. But what I'm asking for those traders is to not shoot the messenger, not get mad at me. Get mad at the person that gave you unrealistic expectations and false hope. That's who you should get mad at, not me. I'm just being honest. Looking at the fundamental data behind AMC, you know. All right, yeah. So we're green in everything. We're green small. These are little starter feeler positions here, guys. So I'll show you these positions. Nvidia is number one. We're holding 3 shares. Space holding 50. Facebook we're holding 4, and Home Depot we're holding 5. So those are our trades right now in pre-market. We'll see how they go. space. We're in space too. Hoping it continues. We'll see. Hey, of course, Mike. Happy to help, brother. Yeah, Jeff. I'm mad. Lavelo. Hey. Clove earnings today. Yeah, I remember Clove. CLOV. Dude, I haven't seen Clove. Clove kind of popped up like I don't know how long it was ago, but a while back we had Clove. We had Wish.com. We had a bunch of these crazy, ridiculous stocks that just ran up crazy, and now they're just down to 2s and 1s and stuff. Hey, what's up, Doug? I think AMC's fine, and since I said some things about AMC, I'm going to follow it up with some positive things about AMC. I think AMC is cheap at these current levels, and I said this the other day. I bought the dip in AMC and made a nice gain up to $20 where I sold it. And I think AMC is cheap right here. I really do. I think relative to the size of the following that AMC has, I think AMC's cheap and looks good right here. You know, I really do. I've been saying this for the last few weeks. I think in the teens, AMC is cheap because AMC has a huge following, an absolutely huge following. And so with that, I think that it's cheap, and I think it'll probably go back up from where it is now. You know, so I'm pissing everybody off today. Yeah, Clove was on the Reddit watch list. Yeah, I'm not mad at Matt. You know, he can do his thing. Honestly, when YouTube deleted Matt, I defended that. I defended him and said that they should reinstate his channel. So it's like I'm not mad at Matt. I don't care either way. He did what he had to do. I'm just saying I get a lot of people that are mad at me for my views on AMC, and I'm just being honest with them. Yeah, pawn. I haven't seen Trader T either. A lot of the time, what happens is like day traders, especially, don't stick around. They very rarely stick around. You know. This was like a year ago. YouTube did randomly, and then they reinstated them after everybody kind of talked smack. You know. Hey, later, Persian. What do you think? The SPY bullish or bearish today? I don't know. I don't. The SPY is very difficult to figure out what it's going to do. I'd prefer to just react to what it does instead of predicting it. No idea what it's going to do really here. You know, we'll see. Here's the SPY. 433s looks good. I hope it goes up, but that doesn't mean it will. And so we'll see. Yeah, I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you, man. All right, guys. So IMPP still ripping up over $1, testing highs right now for IMPP. It's up to like 107s, 107s. So it's testing highs right now. We'll see. I have a homeless musician friend who told me he collects AMC shares. Yeah, I mean, whoa, there's IMPP ripping up. It's at 109s, 109s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, we're in a bunch of different dips, and we're up in everything so far. You know. SPY moving up, which is nice. We're going to take a little bit off of our Home Depot trade right now, just because we are up so much. All right, so yeah, we just covered. So we sold a little bit of our Home Depot. We were up enough to justify taking some small profit. So yeah, first profit on the day now. We're up about $20 just in pre-market from buying these dips. But look at IMPP fly here, guys, at 111s, 110s, 111s. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had somebody ask me yesterday, and it was a really good question. And he was respectful about it, which I appreciate. But I had somebody ask me yesterday. Hit the subscribe button, number one, guys. Hit the subscribe button. I certainly appreciate it if you do. So anyways, one of the questions I got was, I'm not trying to be a jerk. This is a serious question. If you have a successful proven strategy, why not trade with bigger share size and make money? Thanks. And my response was true. I said, all good. And I said, the reason I do this is because the larger sizing you take, the larger the ultimate risk is you're taking. And I like low risk setups. I don't claim to be an expert or anything, so no need for me to risk my $30,000 for fast profit and gains just to look cool on YouTube. You know, most traders lose their account trying to do that exact thing. You know, and the problem is, like, it's a marketing thing. Like, people need to sell courses. And so what happens when you need to sell courses is you need to make it look easier than it is. You need to make it look more successful than it is, because you're trying to sell courses, right? And nobody's going to buy a course if you're like, hey, look at me, I'm making $50 a day. And so what do they have to do? They have to create crazy and say, I'm a millionaire and look at these gains. And, you know, a lot of them are using paper, you know, but they're going to say, oh, I'm crazy. You know, look at these gains. I'm $1 million trader. And again, the problem with that is that it gives traders false expectations. You know, it makes traders think that you need to trade large. Like, in order to make hundreds, you probably need at least 50K, I would say. I mean, I make hundreds, 30 to 50K. You know, I'm on the very bottom of that, like 30K is what my account size is. In order to make thousands, you really should be trading with six figures. You know, to make thousands of dollars a day, you really should be trading with six figures. And you can say whatever you want. People can claim whatever they want. But, like, the reality of it is, if you want to make $1,000 a day, you need six figures. You know, without it, you're trying to make over 1% a day. And that's how traders just lose all their money, you know, trying to look cool. It's one of the reasons why some of these guys are selling so many courses, is because they need to, because they know they're losing money in trading if they're not on paper. You know what I mean? And so for some reason, traders are brainwashed to think that you got to trade huge. You know, like, I have a $30,000 account, which is huge to a lot of people, and they think that I should be making $1,000 a day with a 30K account. That's ridiculous. You know, that's how traders lose all their money. I can make, yeah, I can too, ASAP, easily, pretty much. This guy is an AMC shill. I think that might be the very first time anybody's ever called me an AMC shill. So cheers to you, bro. You know, I mean, I can go deeper into this if you want me to, Moto. Okay, so the reality of it is, number one, I'm going to just say it. Calling me a shill because of my view on AMC is ridiculous, and it just shows you're emotional, number one. Number two is that GameStop had 120% short float. You're not going to mention that difference, huh? 120% short float. What's AMC short float? Is like 15%. Where in the last year or two has anything with a 15% short float ran like GameStop did? You know what I mean? Where? You know, GameStop was actually at like $12 prior to the squeeze. So GameStop was at $12 prior to the run. Okay. It went from $12 to $5.50s. AMC is not that. It never was. It never is going to be, you know? And so, again, you might be bag holding AMC, and that's all good. But, like, you can't hide from those differences, you know? And I'm not really, it doesn't really matter. I like AMC short term. Do I think AMC is a GameStop-like squeeze? No, you know? I'll sell you a course in poker. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, Mike. Hey, but honestly, I'm still kind of happy somebody called me an AMC shield. That may be the first time ever in history anybody's ever called me that. So, hey, cheers to y'all. You know, I'm kind of excited about that. Anyways, let's hope I don't lose all my money today. You know. But we're up, man. Nvidia up, space up, Facebook up, HD up, man. We're making money. Small, tiny blips of money, but hey, we're making money. Hopefully they just keep riding. You know, IMPP up there. We got DWAC. We'll see what happens. Gucci Mane. Yeah, DWIC at almost $90. Let's see if it holds over that spot. It's trying. It's trying. Anyways. What about Fubo, man? Didn't Fubo have earnings that were supposed to drop today? All right, so Fubo's up some. Nothing crazy, though. We got Palantir. I'm finally saying it right, man. I was calling it Palantir for like a year straight. So Palantir is up. IONQ. Rivian. What about Rivian, man? Rivian has just had a tough time. IMPP over $1. Let's see if it holds over 1. Facebook, nice. Space is up there to 18s here, so we're making money on that one too. All right, guys. So we're in Home Depot, Nvidia, Space, and Facebook dip buys this morning. We're up in all 4 of those stocks. We're up in all 4 of them. You love to see it. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully they both continue to push up. We'll see what happens, but bought the dip. I thought all of those were kind of bottom feeding dip buys, and so that's what we did. We bought the dip, and we'll see what happens here. We're watching DWAC. It's consolidating here. It's at about $90 a share, about 89.10s. We've got Rivian up there. We've got Space that we're looking at. Space is still popping up. It's up to 818s. The reason I bought a lot of these dips is because when you look at the long-term chart, they were just extended on the downside. IMPP still ripping. What about INDO? INDO is still kind of up there as well. You can see like 715, 710s for INDO. Let's see if we hold over 7 now. But I think it's worth watching. Anything else that I'm missing this morning? I know we had like OSTK. We had Lowe's. Here's Lowe's. And Lowe's is going up on good earnings, low guidance. Yeah, DraftKings. Did you take courses, not paid ones? Hey, nice Papa. Palantir. I always thought it was Palantir. For like a year, I said it wrong. Yeah, DraftKings, man. Honestly, I was right about DraftKings. We caught that one, man. And I told people exactly what I would do too. I mean, I'm already out of it if I'm being honest. I told people when I bought this yesterday. I said, look, I'm gonna buy DraftKings here, and my logic is because I think DraftKings is extended on the downside, and a lot of the time when we get extended moves, we get rebounds. And so I bought the dip in DraftKings. I bought it down here live on stream yesterday. You can go watch the stream. I bought it down here at like 16.20 or something like that. So I bought it yesterday in pre-market. And my logic at the time was like, okay, well, if this one rips up to $18 or $19 today, I'm going to sell today. And sure enough, yesterday it ripped up to 18 or 19 bucks. And so we were able to scale out of most of it and you know, make some money from it from DraftKings. Basically, the reason we bought DraftKings, again, when you look at the daily chart, DraftKings was beat up. But when you look at what DraftKings has done over the last few months, over the last year maybe, partnered with MLB, partnered with the UFC, has a lot of name recognition, is probably the most actively used fantasy sports platform in the world. And so with that, I think DraftKings was cheap and, you know, pretty low relative to what it could be. And so that's the reason we bought DraftKings. And yeah, it worked. Kind of a bottom feeding dip buying trade. Same thing we did with Home Depot this morning. Same thing we're doing with Space. Same thing we're doing with Nvidia's not so much, but definitely Facebook. And we're up in all of these. We've got a small cushion on all of these, and we'll see if they continue. But yeah, that's the reason we bought DraftKings. We also have OCGN hit people with an offering in after hours yesterday, which was rough. Anything else though, guys? Y'all see anything else? Here's the SPY. We're in Space, Facebook, Nvidia. Hey, thank you, ASOPs. Opinion on Lowe's. You know, here's my honest opinion on Lowe's. Okay, so Lowe's, you know, I think Lowe's is benefiting from the price of goods increase. Like it costs a lot. You know, we've had higher PMI or PPI. We've had higher prices in terms of goods and labor. And so I think Lowe's is profiting from that, of course. And the problem, though, is that if everything starts to return back to normal, Lowe's might correct. Still, on a technical perspective, I think Lowe's looks really good right now. It's pulling back to like right around $200, which is going to be a big psychological level. We've got this 225 support level that's been acting as pretty major support. And so we'll see if we can get over that. It's actually going to be resistance now. Here's 225s right here. So I think that's kind of the big level. We got IMPP dropping down, testing that $1 spot. So we'll see if we hold there as well. A little bit of a correction for IMPP, and we'll see if it continues. Looking at the SPY itself, SPY is moving up. It's at 430s. Here's the SPY. INDO moving. Yeah, we can take a look at INDO. Yeah, INDO is up to 745s. It's good. Hey, good luck, Pawn. That sounds like fun, bro. Good luck. Be back in a bit. Meeting with my 4-year-old teacher. Yeah. Good luck, bro. 10 TN Airbnb INDO. Here's Airbnb. It's up to 160s. Let me know any dip buys that you're interested in, guys. Let me know. SF. You've been saying the same thing for like 5 days, Juicy Trades. What is this SMFL you speak of, sir? All right, look at INDO, guys. Recent IPO that just failed. Man, look at INDO, guys. INDO is running up. Good volume. Good movement here for INDO. So we'll see. What do you guys think of INDO? Let me know. INDO is running. We got DWAC. We're still watching at about $90 here. But yeah, SMFL looks pretty slow, brother. Sorry. IMPP and INDO were kind of the penny stocks running this morning. Yeah, what about oil, man? Oil's kind of going crazy. INDO pulling back a little bit now. We're at 740s, 740s. Hey, what's up, Rick? By the dip on KOD. Oh man, space just turned. Luckily, it's a small position, and we're using $8 as a support level. So I mean, we're not going to hold space below 8. Luckily, everything else is up though. Facebook, Nvidia, HD. We've already scaled out of our Home Depot trade. We made some pretty quick money with that one, so we're very green in pre-market right now. PHUN and hopefully DWAC start to head back up. Yeah, we're gonna let space work. We're not gonna cut it too quickly here. F cell. F cell's slow. We also have like RABB that looked good earlier, but pretty slow now. MYNZ. BFRA. I don't see much going on right now. I see MULN. MULN is over VWAP here. You can see like MULN here. It's trying. Is the SPY turning here? Let's see. SPY's dipping here, but INDO is a squeeze play. I don't know. We'll have to check Visual Studio and pull up the squeeze app first. Here, let me check my phone. All right, INDO 9% short float, 33% short volume today. 1.4 million float. So it's a small float stock. It's not really a huge short squeeze. It's probably getting pumped up and influenced by some larger traders is what I'm guessing here. I heard somebody mention that somebody was pumping it up, and I think that's more likely. A lot of the times what you'll see some of these gurus do is they'll target low float stocks that they can easily manipulate. So they'll buy it. They'll do what's called front loading. So they'll buy the stock and they'll buy a bunch of shares. And then if they have a following that they're live streaming to, or that they are talking to, or whatever, they'll say, "Hey everybody, I just bought such and such stock." And because it's a low float, if you've got thousands of followers, they're going to pile into it as well, and that's going to pump it up. And then as they pump it up, you sell into it and leave everybody else kind of holding the stock as it crashes down. Very common. Some of the biggest gurus at the penny stock game do just that. Again, I don't mention names, but that's certainly something that goes on. You got some people that are in denial about it, and that's fine, but it certainly goes on. And so it's one of the things you got to just be careful of. All right, so we're in space. We're down like $2.50. We're up in Nvidia. We're up in HD. We're up in Facebook. How was I not up more on that big run up from Facebook? I don't know. Maybe I should be paying attention to it. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna promote others here, sir. Sorry. Thoughts on Roblox? I don't know, man. Roblox has been one of the interesting ones because my son has told me about Roblox and kind of gave me his analysis of Roblox here. And my son doesn't like Roblox, and he used to play Roblox, and so his logic is that he used to play it, and he doesn't anymore. And so he doesn't think that Roblox. To his credit, he said this before this latest dump after earnings. So he said this when Roblox was at $70 to $80 a share, and now it is at 45. So my 8-year-old son was right about Roblox. Props to him. But Roblox, I think it's cheap where it's at now. It just depends, man. Games are so vulnerable to trend changes in that market. Look at Fortnite. Fortnite was huge, not huge anymore. And Fortnite was dope. I think it was good for the video game industry as a whole. And there's a lot of people that still play Fortnite. So I'm not saying it's done completely. I'm just saying, in fact, the manager guy that I worked with, he was, he played Fortnite, I think. That I'm going to work with, he played Fortnite. But my point is that in terms of public companies, I think video game companies in general, not just Roblox, are vulnerable to trend changes because I'm a gamer myself. I understand how quickly, unless it's a game that has a new rendition every year. Like I play MLB The Show. MLB The Show's got a new one that comes out every single year. Call of Duty, all that good stuff. Those are, I think, a little bit more stable. So like EA, Activision, those are fine. But like in terms of Roblox, it's tough. And it's not just a video game company. It's more so like an app store for video games that people can create their own games with. But I just think it's vulnerable. And I think that graphics, trend changes, a lot of stuff can influence it and make it risky. Macro is such a cringe word. I mean, macro just means broad. Micro means it means zoomed in. Macro means zoomed out. And so I think if you're trying to show people like on a macro level, just means on a broader level, like on a larger scale. Micro just means on a smaller scale. I don't use Facebook anymore. Well, Facebook owns a lot of other stuff though. And maybe Roblox is just one of those stocks that I just don't know that well. I don't know Roblox, the video games, that well. My son plays it, of course, but he's 8, so I don't know. Stock Trader 2022. John on the cover. Jack also said he thinks Roblox needs to come out with a new game. I think this kid is a genius, low-key. Well, we did his IQ test. Jack's IQ was 125. Because that's a long story. I don't know if I'll feel like talking about it, but long story. But yeah, my son's IQ was 125. We had him tested for autism and ADD, and he didn't have autism, but he had ADD and ADHD. But his IQ was very high, which is good. Good, smart kid. Yeah, watch your longs. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Here, hold on, guys. All right. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Family stuff coming in. Yeah, we'll teach him to son. No, Doug. He's too young. He's only 8. Yeah, I've seen the story of the guy that created Minecraft. To be fair, isn't everything cheap considering we slowed down the money printing? I mean, really, a year's worth of new retail traders were wiped out. That honestly probably won't be back. Yeah, that's kind of the market every year, though. It's kind of how it goes. Yeah, and I think these two comments are very indicative. They're very telling of kind of how people have different opinions. Hobo thinks everything's cheap right now and that it'll come up, and then Tricky thinks the SPY is extended over the 200 MA on the weekly. And so, it's one of those things where everybody kind of has a different view and opinion, and that's all good. Man, Nvidia just dumped. That downwick scared me. What happened with Nvidia? Why did that happen? Oh, the SPY just did that. Oh, it was a glitch. Weird. Weird, man. Look at all the glitches that just came in. At least we're holding some, and Space is back up some too. Nvidia was the one that got the most affected by it. Yeah, I think y'all just need to be careful holding things long term in this market, and the reason why is because the Ukrainian-Russia tensions. I think that can cause some volatility, and so y'all just be careful. Bitcoin hit 39K. Did it really, man? That's great. If it did, that's great. I want to see Bitcoin do well. It's all over again. Hold nothing. I mean, I don't know. It depends, man. Like I said, we've been making some money in these markets, but uh, it's tough to tell. Yeah, we got about an hour until the market opens. So we're holding 4 things right now still. Nvidia, Home Depot, Facebook, and space. We're green. We're green in 3 out of 4, and thus we're green on all of them. Well, the only thing I hold is the energy sector. Not a bad logic. Y'all hit the like button, guys. Also, hit the subscribe button. Everything we do here is completely free. Like, we don't sell a course. We don't sell a service. We don't claim to be an expert. We don't claim to be gurus. We don't charge a penny for any of our content, and everything we put out there is free. My main goal here is to create a resource and community of traders where I don't sell a service or a course. I don't charge for content. I don't charge a penny for any content we put out. It's all free. And so if you appreciate that, hit the sub button, guys. Help support the channel. Help us grow. We're edging closer to 78,000 subscribers. So, hey, let's keep growing, guys. INDO pulling back a little bit. DWAC and PHUN are now slow. They're pretty slow today. So we're still waiting. Can you comment on the error message on TOS? TOS won't accept my buy order. The system did not accept my order. The minimum price increment of instrument is 1 cent. I would chat with them. I don't know what that error is. So number one is it sounds like you're using a limit order, and that the problem is somewhere. You have to use a limit order. You have to change the time and force to EXT. And I would just either enter on the bid or the ask. And just click the bid or the ask button. That's the easiest way to get filled in pre-market. About 4 years. Pokey. And what's up, Larry? How do you feel about Lucid? I mean, I think any EV play, like Lucid, okay. So I think any EV play, there's risks. I think betting on any EV play is risk because it's such an emerging market, in the last few years, that betting that any one EV company is going to succeed outside of Tesla is risky, including Lucid, including Rivian. I just think there's risks. Now, I think it's high risk, high reward. So I think if you're right, then you can make a lot of money from it. But with all of that in mind, you could also lose a lot of money. And so I think that it's a vulnerable market, but it's good risk reward. You can make a lot, and so just understand that and, make your own assessments of everything else. Lucid, aside from that, I mean, if we're looking at the daily chart, it's neutral. I mean, I definitely don't like the fact that it didn't hold any of these gains and that it's right back to where it was before. But, that might be its more natural price for Lucid, and we'll see what happens. But, we're at 26 now. We'll see. All right, so we're in Nvidia, we're in Home Depot, we're in Facebook, and we are in space. Space, we're going to use $8 support, but we're mostly sideways right now, and we'll let it test a little bit too. We have INDO up here. It's at 730, basically 729, 730. So we're waiting to see what happens there too. MULN will have an affordable EV sports car that looks like a McLaren. Yeah, but will have is very risky. I mean, like I said, you never know. It's very difficult to. It's very risky, to bet on EV plays right now because they're such an emerging market. It's kind of the Wild West for them, and a lot of companies want to go public to fund before they're actually profitable or they're actually even releasing vehicles. And so it's one of those things where you're basically, I'll put it this way. This is the easiest way to put it. Okay. Prior to Tesla, a company had never done what Tesla did, which is form a car company that was successful outside of the majors, in the US. And so it's a very difficult job to get done. It's a very difficult thing to create a successful and profitable vehicle company, like motor vehicle company. Very difficult thing to do. And so it's kind of like the space industry in that regard, incredibly expensive and just unrelenting environment. Same thing with vehicles, man. Very difficult to succeed competing against everybody else. And, you got to really stand out. And maybe that's something Rivian or Lucid has done. But I think everybody's just kind of copying off of Tesla at this point, and understandably so. But I just think that it's going to be a tough market for any of them to succeed in. You know, it's gonna the biggest hurdle is gonna be sales. Like, in order for Tesla to succeed, it had to really wrap up pop culture and make people want a Tesla. It had to get people hyped up about Tesla. It had to make young people interested in buying a Tesla. You know, and I haven't seen that from any other EV company. Lucid, maybe. Rivian, maybe. But noticeably smaller audience, noticeably smaller interest. And so whenever the interest is small, it's like, how are they going to make money? How are they going to sell cars if nobody really is interested in buying them? And sure, you can say, oh, well, there's a lot of people interested in buying them. Not really, I don't think. I think a lot of these are going to struggle to make sales. Because I think if people want EV, they're going to go with Tesla. They're not going to go with Rivian. They're not going to go with Lucid. I think they're going to go with Tesla. And I think that sets them up to fail. So I don't know. Own subjective opinion, of course. I know we're going to have some people mad at me for these opinions, but it's just my opinion. Yeah, DeLorean. Yeah. Yeah, but DeLorean failed, though. Bugatti, not US. I don't think. Is Bugatti US? Sounds Italian to me. Yeah, France. Sound Italian, but. All right, IADO bouncing up again, and we got DWAC at 89.90s. At 89.90s. I've really been thinking about getting into the Forex market lately. What do you guys think? I sold DraftKings I sold my final position in DraftKings in after hours yesterday, I think. So yeah, we're out. Yeah, the hardest thing to do is have a high quality product and get people to desire it. Yeah, for sure. And it's one of those things where I think traders need to understand how difficult it's going to be for a lot of these motor vehicle companies, especially these new up and coming emerging EV companies. Traders truly need to understand how difficult it's going to be for these companies to succeed long term. It's going to be incredibly difficult. And like, I know you might be hyped up and interested and bought up a lot of their stock. I get it. Very difficult for these companies to succeed long term. Tesla was an anomaly in the market. It's not, and what Tesla really has going for it is that it got pop culture interested in it. It got young people interested in it. It's going to be very difficult to make sales for the other EV companies because young people are not interested in buying a Rivian most of the time. Now, there might be some young people, but it's not going to be enough to sustain in Rivian or Lucid, Right, exactly. Tricky said, I agree with John. It's going to be difficult for a second EV startup to reach Tesla's level. If anything, it will be the GMs and Fords to fill in the remaining EV gaps. Exactly. The domestic automotive companies are going to copy off of Tesla, and that's what they're doing already. They're going to copy off of Tesla, and they're going to fill that void in the market to where people aren't going to be buying Lucid and Rivian. They're going to be buying Ford and GM EV plays, and they're going to copy off of them because they have the market capabilities to do so. It's just a difficult environment to succeed in, unfortunately, for a lot of these EV companies. And we'll see if I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe Rivian's huge in 20 years. I don't know. To be honest, though, I talked to my daughter. I think in 10 years, everything's going to be autonomous. Like, we're not even going to be driving our cars in 10 years. It's all going to be autonomous, And so, I think people are still going to drive supercars, but I think in 10 years, everything's going to be transitioning towards self-driving vehicles that we don't have to, that we sit in the back seat in, Ever had moments when you first started trading where you almost gave up? Oh, for sure, man. I've had a lot of moments like that. Basically, the story of me as a trader and the story of this YouTube channel as a whole is interesting. So I started this YouTube channel back in like 2016, so it was like, freaking 6 years ago. But I didn't actually I traded and I uploaded live videos and then I stopped. The reason I stopped is because I traded for like a month and I watched all the gurus courses. And of course, just like everybody else, I ate it up and said, oh, I'm going to get rich quick. I'm going to prove everybody that doubted me they were wrong. I'm going to show everybody how smart I am. I'm going to study. I'm going to buy these super expensive courses, which I didn't, because we're on the internet. And I'm going to show everybody how great and smart of a day trader I am. And then I just lost like $4,000 like that within like a month. And so then I'm like, bro, F this. I'm done. And I just stopped uploading to the channel and I stopped trading. And I stopped for like a year straight. I didn't come back until like 2017. And so, I didn't come back until like 2017. And when I came back, I had risk management. I started trading on Thinkorswim instead of SureTrader, and I just started trading slow. And I specifically started ignoring all the false claims of the gurus. I stopped following them. A lot of people, they have confirmation bias, so they spend so much money on these gurus that they're just obsessively loyal to them. And these people just want their money a lot of the time, right? So they're just obsessively loyal to these gurus, and these people just want their money. And so anytime anybody says a negative thing, they'll run after them like minions. Like, don't you talk about my guru like that. And it's just kind of like, bro, like, you're their prime target. You are their target. You are what they want, which is just to get everybody so wrapped up in, confirmation bias from spending that much money and desperately trying to justify spending it, that they just claim they're the best ever. Course could say one word, and if the person spends 5K on it, they're gonna be like, bro, it's the best course ever. It helped me so much. It's the best course ever. You should buy it too, because misery loves company, and they desperately want to convince themselves that it was worth it. But my point is that happens. Best thing you can do in the beginning is trade very small. DWAC hit $90. Twitter offering? Really? I see the drop. Is this an offering? Okay, it's a little bit. It's an offering, but it's a different type of offering. Benefits plan offering. It's a little bit different. All right, so DWAC back in 90s, guys. Let me know. Vote on the poll. Do you think it's going to hold? Can you explain what BBIG is? Vinco Ventures? BBIG is a social media platform, mostly. I think it's like owned 60% in whatever it's called. It's a social media platform. What's up, Miguel? $90 for DWAC. We got a 15-minute chart up. Let's put a 1-minute chart up and see what happens. But here's DWAC. We're at about $90. We'll see if we come back. Now, what about IMPP, man? This thing still trying. Over 1 now. Let's see if it holds support there. Hey, what's up, day trading? STRN? Yeah, it's up some, but it's very low volume and movement. John, I missed the big floating head. It's been a minute. BBIG so slow right now. CEI. MULN is kind of interesting. It's at 77 cents, so we're still watching that too. OSTK, didn't they have earnings that dropped? Yeah, look at OSTK rip here, man. Wow. So overstock with earnings coming out. The earnings call is in progress. Man. All right, so we're going to look at the overstock.com news here. They had a fourth quarter earnings that beat expectations. Fourth quarter adjusted EPS of 36 cents per share profit missed the 39 cent per share profit estimate. Sales of 612 million missed the 657 million estimate. So they didn't have earnings beat. They had an earnings miss. Higher fourth quarter profit, but revenue is down. But Overstock is ripping up. Overstock's T0 ATS says that successfully launches clearance settlement functionality for security transactions. So they announced today that their broker-dealer subsidiary T0 ATS launched support for the clearing and settlement securities transactions for itself and its broker-dealer affiliates today, which was a key milestone. And that's why OSTK is up. It's up to 4480s, 4470s here. What's the cap of OSTK here? What's the market cap? Let me see. But yeah, Overstock's flying. Cap is 1.56 billion. So, but yeah, Overstock's ripping up. Maybe it's volatile. Maybe we'll get some interesting movement here. All right, so we're up in HD. We're break even in Nvidia, slightly green. Break even in Space, slightly green, and break even in Facebook, slightly green. So green so far in the day, but not by much, you know. But green nonetheless. I mean, we're up. But Overstock's ripping. INDO pulling back, dipping. Overstock ripping. INDO dipping. If you want to buy, CEI, you're tripping. Mixtape coming soon, guys. I got to charge for it, of course. It's going to be the hottest mixtape around. IDO breaking hearts. Hey. Yeah, Overstock's running. All right, so Overstock over 45s. Do y'all think it's going to hold? DWAC kind of moving up, though, testing those previous highs. Facebook, Nvidia rebounding some here. We got the webcam chat. Third hottest mixtape in the world right now. Yes, yes. You guys know it. DWAC about to start flipping. Big worm. Smoky. Big worm. Facebook moving up, though. Same thing with Space, though. So Space is moving up nicely. Nvidia is moving up. Home Depot's moving up. Ooh, coffee tastes good, man. All right, guys. So we got, a little bit here. Space is popping up, looking great, though. I'm guessing the SPY is moving up. Maybe on Overstock's moving. I don't know if Overstock's part of the S&P, but yeah, the SPY's coming back a little bit. And we're green and everything now again. Again, we're holding Nvidia, Space, Home Depot, which we actually sold a little bit already, but took profit. Facebook, holding all three of those, and they're all green. We're green in all of them. If I make money on every one of these trades, I'm definitely like the top 5 best traders in the world right now. FTCH, BLDP, we've got WGO, CWH, FRSX, we've got OCGN hit people with the offering. Twitter, some type of offering news, but even still, it's not super volatile at this point in time. But yeah, Overstock has been the one that's really been kind of spiking up the market. Still moving. Are you bullish on Overstock? Let me know. DWAC edging towards $90, kind of consolidating here. Hopefully we get some more activity after the opening bell. Yeah, I don't think anybody has ever clicked that in the history of, my stream. Please don't. I mean, honestly, if you click that link, if you click the link that my man that just got banned in here, what's his name? If you click the link that freaking webcams, whatever his name was, posted, that's Darwinism at its finest, okay? If you click that link, I'm not saying you deserve it, but you need to, snap out of it, okay? I'm buying up. Market will be green in months ahead. Yeah, I mean, I've been buying up some stuff too. But yeah, Overstock, man. Huge rips. Gotten beat up over the last few years too. The problem is I've never actually used Overstock.com. So I don't know whether it's good or bad. And so I've never used Overstock.com. So I can't say good, bad, yes, no with Overstock. I've never used it. And I generally like trading things that I know. I've used Home Depot. I've used Facebook. I've never been to a rocket ship in space, so I can't say I've used space. So my logic kind of fails there. But Nvidia, I have an Nvidia card in this current computer. So we're green. Facebook heading up, space heading up too. We'll see if my dip buys this morning worked out. Have you commented on Coinbase yet? Coinbase is just going to be moving with crypto. Crypto down, Coinbase down. Crypto up, Coinbase up. Coinbase seems pretty cheap relative to everything else, though. I do think Coinbase is kind of cheap here. Should I buy Coinbase pre-earnings? Man, earnings are tomorrow for Coinbase. Should I buy it? I don't know. Everything looks cheap because everything's freaking beat up, man. But I don't know. I'm not. Generally, earnings plays just destroy my account, so I don't feel like doing it. AMD small rip. Yeah, the market's kind of bouncing back some here. What are the big earnings today? Today's Wednesday, right? We got some earnings. I know we got like eBay. INDO moving back up. We got Fubo today. All right, guys. So Overstock's pulling back some here. I think we should watch $44. There's a few levels underneath this. $44 is one though. The other big one that I think is big is like $42. You know, $42 previous resistance and support there. I think that's relevant to pay attention to. And we'll see what happens. Should I stream what? Quick question for chat. What stock would you rather me stream earnings on today? We've got eBay, Hertz, Fubo, and Skills this afternoon. So again, Fubo, Hertz, eBay, and Skills. Which one? I'm leaning with Fubo based off of like how big the following is on Fubo, but it could also be Skills. eBay is also another one that's got it's definitely a larger cap company than Fubo here. We might do Skills. Yeah, we're gonna be doing NKLA. I've only heard of eBay. Yeah, I don't know, man. The main issue with buying cheap is that they could get a lot cheaper. People got smoked doing that with Facebook. Be careful. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I actually, I definitely agree with you there. But I think Facebook was kind of an anomaly in terms of like most of the time stocks like that are going to bounce. And so while Facebook didn't work, I think if you give yourself good risk, in stop levels, if you give yourself a stop loss and you don't just keep YOLOing it and adding more, then generally it's going to work buying the dip. Now, not always. Buying the dip is purely about your levels, like where you're buying it at, because what looks cheap to you might look expensive to others. And so it really is going to depend on that, right? And I think one thing I do very well is pick good dip levels. Now, I was wrong about Facebook. I lost on Facebook, but just because I lost on Facebook doesn't mean that I'm losing. Like, I've been making a lot of money buying these dips. Yesterday, I talked about DraftKings, and DraftKings ripped up like 15%. And so, we're up in every one of these dip buys today too. And so I think it really is going to depend on what levels you're buying it at. I'm not trying to hold these forever either. I'm just trying to get a rebound bounce from stocks that I think are historically down. if that makes sense. Yeah, Fubo. Yeah, eBay is tough. A buy day or sell? I don't know, Ralph. I don't know, bro. We'll see, man. Yeah, DraftKings. Talked about DraftKings. Killed it on DraftKings yesterday, man. Made a lot of money. And again, DraftKings has been one of those ones that I bought the dip a lot historically. Like I bought the dip a lot on DraftKings over the last year. I bought DraftKings dips a lot, and the reason for that is simple. Is because DraftKings bounces at historical levels pretty reliably. The last dip I bought on DraftKings was right here. So I bought this dip. I waited for a move over $50 psychological level, bought this dip, sold at 60. And then I think I bought more dips down here. I can't remember where the last dip. I think it was right here. And then I sold on a bounce, and then I waited and I bought the last dip down here. But I'll have to check for DraftKings. Facebook is starting to move in my direction. I might take a little piece of it off just to lock in some profit, I think. No fill on Facebook yet. All right, so we just took a little piece of Facebook off. Just a little piece just to lock in some profit. Same thing we did with Home Depot so far. And here's space. We're looking at space too. Here's overstock. At 44.50s. There goes DWAC over $90, guys. Over 90 for DWAC. Hey, not bad. Yeah, I'm pretty accurate with DraftKings, man. Looking at the history of DraftKings, to be honest. I'll put this into perspective, though. A lot of my dip buys, guys, a lot of my dip buys on DraftKings were on Webull and Robinhood. So my TOS trade is mostly for day trading. But if you want to see my list of DraftKings trades, check it out. So I'll put a daily chart up, and I have this up on the other screen, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. But my dip buys are pretty accurate on DraftKings over the years. Like, look, I'll show you guys my trades from DraftKings. Yeah. All right, so here's DraftKings, right? Okay, we did it. We're just kind of waiting for it to work. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so here, check it out. We're pretty accurate, man. You can see way back starting here, we bought it at 51.30s, sold it at 51.30s, so about break even. But we actually have a list here. We sold it at 51.20s, 30s, 40s. So we've got about, that's a day break even day trade. But if we keep going here for DraftKings, bought it at 36.18, sold it at, or bought it at 30. Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, here it is. Bought it at 36.18. Man, I'm trying to see. The problem is it's hard to see. Okay, here we go. Bought it at 36.18, sold it at 36.80, 36.80, you know. Sold a lot at 36.80, so made money on that one too. Keep going here. Bought it at 32.50, sold it at 32.60. Bought it at 27.40, sold it at 28.60s, bought it at 26.40, sold it at 29, bought it at 15, sold it at 28. Look at that one. Bought at 28.30, sold it at 28.90. You know, bought it at 19.30, sold it at 19.70. So we are incredibly accurate with DraftKings dip buys. DraftKings is one of those ones where I kind of have its number, which is good. We'll see if it continues though. But we made money on it yesterday too. Um, Let me get rid of this. I gotta check my other trades, guys. So forgive me. We're kind of. What is it? Nvidia, Facebook, Space, and what was the other one? Home Depot, HD, and we're green in that one too. So nice. So we're pretty green in all of these little dips we bought. Wow, good job. You trade all the downtrend. Really good job. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, and like I said, my point is that my dip buys work on DraftKings. The biggest thing, like I said, I talked about the mentality earlier. If you want to know how I'm able to do that, pretty simple. You look at the psychological levels. Like every time you look at a technical chart, you need to ask yourself, what does everybody else see? That's all I do. I say, okay, what does everybody else see? What is everybody else buying up? Where is everybody else buying? And I buy it off of those levels. I wait for extended dips, and I buy it at those dip levels that I think it's going to bounce at, where I think people are going to be bullish. And in small, on a small scale, you know what I mean? Like if we look at this here, like look, if we show you guys what I'm holding right now, just from this morning, Nvidia, we're green. Space, we're green. HD, we're green. Facebook, we're green. You know what I mean? So like, even though these are small positions, it's the same concept of dip buying over extended moves, and it works. You just got to you got to be patient and wait and look for extended moves. I've talked about it before, and I'll say it again. A lot of people want to day trade, and a lot of these were day trades. The difference, though, is that I'm not looking at it in terms of a scalping mentality. I'm looking at it in terms of like a longer-term day trade / swing trade. And so when I look at these type of moves, I'm not looking at it like, hey, I'm trying to catch 15 minutes of momentum. When I look at this move, I'm trying to catch much larger rebounds. I'm not trying to get 15-cent rebounds. I'm trying to get 40 or 50 or $1 or $1 rebounds. And that's where I'm buying these dips into. And I'll plan on holding these if they work longer term. If they go in my direction, fine. But the biggest thing is I establish a risk level. In each one of these trades, I know where my risk is. And it's a swing trade, to be honest, for the most part. It's either a long-term day trade or a swing trade. I'm going to hold it for at least an hour. And that's what I'm capitalizing on. INDO going up at 740s. But on Space, my risk is 8. I've said that numerous times. On Nvidia, my risk is 234, 232, 234. Facebook, my risk is 200. And Home Depot, my risk is 312s. So I know exactly where I'm risking in these positions. And I think that's one of the biggest things that can help traders grow, is because it will ultimately help traders stay less emotional about their positions. I think a lot of traders gravitate towards day trading, but I think you go to the sprocket, you go to show trades. You go to the sprocket, you go to show trades, cats. But I think a lot of traders go to day trading because of the marketing that's out there. But I think a lot of traders are going to be better suited towards swing trading stories and correlating like extension in the market. I think that is the most effective way to trade. If I was a new trader, I would not day trade. I would do exactly that. Instead of day trading, I would just look for extended moves in healthy companies that I think are going to rebound and buy it off of those psychological levels. One of the most effective and easy ways to make money in the stock market that not a lot of people talk about, because it's easier to sell a course on something incredibly technical and difficult, because it makes it seem like you need to buy a course on it, as opposed to just learning yourself. All right, INDO pulling back. It's at 730s. Yeah, for sure, Beach. What's up, Weston? I don't know if it shows options, Cats. I'm not 100% sure. I think when you own an option contract, though, you own the shares, kind of. Like, I think TOS considers it that you own the shares, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes, team. Or 25 minutes, I mean, until the market opens. What gets me is the amount of indicators some people use. A lot of the time, they're just trying to look cool with the indicators. Like a lot of the time, you'll see people just trying to look cool, man. Like most of the people aren't even using indicators like that. They think the more indicators they use, the cooler they look. And it's like, dude, most experienced traders are gonna want. I'm a purist at heart, and so like I only want one indicator in my own price action. I don't need a bunch of lagging indicators telling me what to do. I would instead rather just use the volume weighted average price to identify an easy trend and then attack that trend. Um, Again, guys, if you click on this webcam link, it's Darwinism. I don't think people can see it. Thank you, DS. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, maybe, bro. I don't know. All right, guys. So we're in Nvidia, we're in Space, we're in Facebook, we're in Home Depot. Green and everything. As we get closer and closer to the open, though, I am going to be less interested in holding some of these. So I have covered a lot of these already. I've taken a little bit off of Facebook, a little bit off of Space, a little bit off of Home Depot. Nvidia is the only one I'm holding the full position of so far. But we're green this morning. We're up about $20. And, we're going to see what these do at the opening bell. But that'll protect me a lot in these trades. Do you think it could be beneficial to invest in companies that are starting to do research with psychedelics, given that could be the next legal boom? Potentially, Tim. I think the market is too small for that, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think that the amount of people that are going to find value in that type of business it's going to be mostly small caps. And so there might be some gains available in small caps, but I don't think they're going to be huge companies basing anything off of that. And I think if they are, if the market is that profitable, then the big boys are going to come in like Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, stuff like that, and try to do it themselves. And so I don't think investing into some of these cheaper, psychedelic stocks are going to, and I'm biased mostly because like we had MindMed over the last year, and MNMD, and it just tanked. It went from like $5 down to ones where it's sitting now. So I just think I think it's risky. It's an emerging market, so it's risky. And I'm all for it, bro. I think they should let people do it. You know what I mean? But I think there's risk. But the more indicators you can get to line up and confirm each other, the higher your probability of success, because with each indicator that lines up, you gain all those traders watching that indicator. Sure, and that's true. And I can understand that logic at the time. But I don't think you need all those indicators to see where traders are lining up. And I think there's only a few indicators that are really watched heavily enough to be worthwhile basing your trades off of it. If not, it's just clouding everything up. I think the volume weighted average price, one of the reasons that the VWAP works is because it has so many other traders that are basing their trades off of the VWAP that it's very relevant, because so many other traders are buying it on VWAP pullbacks and bounces, as opposed to something more obscure with like moving averages. For instance, there's the 9, the 12, the 20, the 50, the 8, the 100, the 200. There's so many different indicators that no large group of traders is watching just one of them. It's very difficult to figure out which one to watch, and it just clouds the chart up, in my opinion at least. Now, I think longer term, moving averages are a little bit better, like 200 EMA and stuff like that, 100, 200 EMA. But I just think when you look at it, like you got the 5, the 6, the 8, the 12, the 20, the 25, the 30, it just kind of, you don't have any large group of traders watching just one of those. That's the reason I watch the volume weighted average price, is because generally traders watch one. It's either one or it's something very close to one in terms of variations of it. And so with that said, on a short-term basis, it has these large group of traders that are watching it, as opposed to something with so many different variations of it, like a moving average. Overstock.com is up to over 46. DWAC is at 90-30s. I think DraftKings is showing up on the scans too again. Yeah, if you find a benefit, do it. Hey, what's up, Tim? Hey, good to have you here, brother. You've been lurking for a few months. All good, man. Welcome, bro. Appreciate you being here, man. Lowe's just dropped earnings reports. Let's see. Well, they're doing their earnings call right now for Lowe's. I don't know if their earnings. I think their earnings were already out though. Company reported better than expected. Yeah, they dropped their earnings about a few hours ago. Fourth quarter EPS of 178 beat the 170 estimate by about 8 cents per share. Sales of 21.34 billion beat the 20.87 billion estimate. So higher than expected numbers for Lowe's, and Lowe's should go up on those numbers. Might sympathy hit Home Depot, which is probably why I'm up more in Home Depot than any of the other dips I bought, is because Lowe's, even though they're a direct competitor, generally sympathy is good, and hopefully that'll work. I got lots of videos on the indicator I use, Justin, which is the volume weighted average price. We got a lot of indicators on there, videos on there. We got a lot of videos, a lot of topics there. Oh man, dude, Queen Elizabeth. Man, there's been a rumor that Queen Elizabeth. Oh, interesting. All right, so Overstock pulling back. INDO. What's the main stock you're watching right now? We got DWAC that's holding over 90 so far. Yeah, I didn't say it. I said it was a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just reading the news today. One. What is KOD, Larry? Kodiak? Man, looks like, I don't know, whether bad try results for KOD or what's going on. We got about 15 minutes, guys, until the market opens. Official change of ownership. I don't know what happened, but Kodiak just tanked here. Company reported top-line results from the phase 2 and 3 study for neovascular wet age-related macular degeneration. Showed the study did not meet the primary endpoints. Yeah, so these trial results are incredibly important for biotech companies like KOD, and when they have bad trial results that don't meet their primary endpoint, this happens. And yeah, their KOD got beat up. Down huge. It is down 80% right now. So crazy drop. Y'all hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. We're going to be day trading the opening bell completely live right here on YouTube for free. So if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I certainly appreciate it if you do. All right, guys. So, overstock, DWIC dumping under 90 here. We got PHU at 320s, INDO at 728s. What about IMPP here? Did that one ever come back? I know we had a REVB as well that is down pretty heavily. MULN is at $75 a share. We'll see if it holds there. AMC is at 16s. The SPY itself is at 433, so the SPY is very bullish today. Hopefully it continues. Space, 808s, heartbreak because I'm in it. We also have Nvidia, Facebook's doing well. Home Depot doing well based off of Lowe's results here. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Let me know what you're watching today. Here's the SPY. Overstock's holding support now. We'll see if it continues. Holding Facebook, Nvidia, Space, and Home Depot. So green in every one of those, every single one. Yeah, DWAC. OSTKS short interest as well. Could be wild today. Let me check the short interest on my Squeeze app. And I'm using the Squeeze app, guys. If you want to look up free short flow data and information, check out the Squeeze app. We're going to be updating it pretty soon. Here's the link. Free short flow data and information. If you have an Android phone, it's completely free. We don't have it on iOS yet, but that's coming. Check it overstock. I don't think it's a short squeeze play. It might be, though. Let me see. 60% short float, so it is a short squeeze play. So this might stop some shorts out, and then maybe we get some runs for overstock. We'll see. Hey, you have not had any videos lately on BitGet. Any reason why? We mostly promote BitGet on the stream, Carrie. So, you know, we're mostly going to promote it on the stream, not in a video. We'll do a video occasionally, but you know, it's mostly going to be stream promotion. We're still sponsored by them. They're still a sponsor of ours, and we still promote them and, you know, use them, but we don't really make videos about it. It's mostly live stream promotion that we'll talk about on stream. Yeah, we bought Home Depot, you know, much earlier. And we are up nicely from it. Our entry is 317s for Home Depot. 317. It's up to about 319.30 right now. Overstock, pop it up. It's at 47.20s, and the SPY's ripping up too. So this is great for me here in all facets. We're over $20 in profit now, just in pre-market. And we'll see what these do at the opening bell. Hopefully they run. But we got 12 minutes, guys. 12 minutes. Let me know what your top 4 this morning is. Probably we trade both, Todd, micro and regular. Facebook is doing really nice too, so we're making money on that as well. According to morning chart, 88% of stocks are green. Yeah, I could believe that. We're making some good money though. I mean, we're up in everything. Facebook, you know, Nvidia, Space, Home Depot. And so we're going to see if the market continues to push up. That's the big if. And I'm kind of scaling out of some of these as they go up and then holding on to like a little piece of them in case they don't. And so we'll see. But we got to kind of protect our account and, try to ride these up, and we'll see what we get on the day. SOXL, so that's a microchip ETF, right? IMPP KAVL. What about KAVL here? Here's a SPY pulling debt back a little bit. There's KAVL. Yeah, that was interesting. I think KAVL we could watch. What's up, Familia? REVB, DWAC. We're watching DWAC. It's about $90. TEN acquisition, I'm pretty sure. Being new, please bear with me on the questions, but how heavily could things progressing in Europe affect the market? I mean, they could affect the market drastically, Tim, and they already have, if that makes sense. Like, if you look at the SPY long term here, these drops are mostly from those tensions right here. So these drops over the last few weeks have been mostly from that. Mix of that, Facebook and Netflix had bad earnings like a month or two ago that started this downward action. Yeah. All right, Overstock still moving. SPY dipping down a little bit. That actually might drag some of my stuff down, but we're still pretty green in all of this. Biggest one affected by the market right now is Nvidia. And we're still green on it, though, so we're still holding it. We got about 9 minutes, team. And then we got like INDO that we're watching as well. We'll see if the SPY can bounce to the VWAP. INDO pulling back to 7 here. All right, guys, we got over 300 people here. Yeah, no worries, Tim. We got over 300 people here, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I certainly appreciate it if you do. Remember, we are not investment professionals. Don't sue us. Can't guarantee anything's going to work for you, of course. And there goes Nvidia ripping up, so that's great. Did the SPY rebound here? SPY bounced back some, so that's nice. Again, we got 8 minutes until the open. We'll see how our positions are doing. Again, today we bought Facebook at 203.75. It's at 204.75 now, so we're up about $1 a share on Facebook. Nvidia, we bought it at 237.20s. We're at 239.20s right now. Home Depot, we bought at 317s. We are currently at 319.10s now. And then Space, we bought it at 807, but we already took a little bit off, and we are at about 807 now. So still green, but took a little bit off there for sure. We might actually take a little piece of Nvidia off as we move up. And we'll see what happens, guys. Green or red so far today. We got 7 minutes until the opening bell. Let me know if you're green or red right now. DraftKings. Yeah, we called DraftKings yesterday morning. But green and Home Depot, Nvidia, Facebook, and Space right now. All right, guys. So SPY piles it back up here. We got DWAC trying. What do y'all think of DWAC today? All right, guys. SPY still moving up. We got DWAC back over 90s here. We got Overstock at 47.50s. 47.50s for Overstock. Nvidia still popping up. Facebook still popping up. Home Depot still moving up. Space is still sideways. Overstock ripping up, trying to break highs here. And mRNA price spike. Did it have earnings this morning? Moderna, I thought, might have had earnings. I know it had earnings sometime this week. I don't remember when for mRNA. But let me know if you're bullish or bearish on that too. INDO, little pop. SPY pulling back some now. Yeah, look at INDO getting back over 730, 740s. All right, so INDO popping back up. DWAC up to over 90s here. Overstock trying as well. All right, guys, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah, INDO starting to come back here. We'll see what happens. Bullish or bearish right now on INDO. Look, there's the rip to 770, 770. So big rip on INDO right now. Big rip. Man, Home Depot is running up really nicely too, so you love to see it. We're going to protect profit, take a little bit more off of Home Depot. Took most of that off. So we've already scaled out of most of our opening trades this morning. We got less than 2 minutes. We'll see how they respond at the open, though. We're just protecting ourselves. You know, still holding a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of Nvidia, a little bit of Space, and a little bit of Home Depot. But we scaled out of most of them since we were up really nicely already. And those are the type of dip buys that have been very effective for me lately. And we'll see. We got INDO running up big. Lucid popping up some too, I think. Okay, Lucid is falling down pretty fast here. Roku down too. Here's the SPY. SPY coming under the VWAP here. We've already scaled out of all of our positions though, so we're okay. We'll give them some time now to run at the open, but Lucid dumping fast. INDO up there. And yeah, let me know what you're watching, guys. We got DWAC consolidating around $90. Let's see if it acts up today or what happens. All right, guys, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. You know who's really dope and has really cool content, guys? Alex Hormozy. Dude has some dope content, man. Y'all check him out. All right, guys, 30 seconds, team, 30 seconds. We're going to see how all these trades do. We're in Space, we're in Facebook, we're in Home Depot, and we're in Nvidia, very small now. We've scaled out of most of our positions, and we're green in all of them now. So we're going to see how these treat me at the opening bell. We'll give them some time. Each of these, we've scaled out of enough to where we're not super concerned about it either way. But we'll see. Overstock, rip it up. We got INDO moving up right before the opening bell, and here's the opening bell, guys. So good luck, team. All right, guys. So INDO spiking up to 810s at the opening bell. 810s for INDO. We'll see. Man, there goes Space with a nice rip at the open. Nice rip for Space at the opening bell. Wow. Space flying up at the opening bell, guys. Flying up at the opening bell. Up to 830s for Space. Look at Space right here. Wow. Nvidia too. And SPY popped at the open. Yeah, Nvidia's up nicely too. Nice. Dope, man. Right, so we got out of Nvidia. We scaled it. We profited from that. Space ripped up. We're still holding Space. We're still in Facebook as well. And we're still in Home Depot too. So we're going to give all three of these. There goes nice rip for Facebook. Space rip it up. INDO dumped quickly here. Here's PHUN maybe pulling a red to green move. Trying to at least. Still in Space. Man, dude, I gotta start scaling up in these. I'm right about a lot of these, man. We're gonna take a little bit more off of Facebook now that it's testing highs again. Scale out a little bit more Space as it breaks those highs. The only one we're still holding, Home Depot, and one share. We're holding a little bit of Space, a little bit of Facebook, and a little bit of Home Depot now. And we're just going to cut the rest of Nvidia and capitalize on that gain. We're going to sell the rest of our Home Depot trade too, and we'll let the rest ride in Space. But not bad, man. We are getting very good at some of these plays here. So we just got to scale up. Look at Space run. And so again, this is the one that we left a little bit on. Watching PHUN and DWAC try to run here. We're going to switch the scans over to regular. Man, we got to start sizing up, though, man. We are getting very, very good at these. We're going to cover here for Space. So maybe we'll buy the dip, but, man, we are getting very good at those. SPY is very choppy and sideways right now, guys. If we look at the SPY, it's very choppy and sideways. INDO popped and then failed. Here's the SPY. So the SPY is just kind of sideways, purely sideways right now. Look at the sideways range. We'll see if it breaks out of that range and what happens on it now. We also have the QQQ that we're watching. Facebook is ripping up. Nvidia is kind of sideways too. Space is still breaking highs, but we've fully covered that now. And PHUN and DWAC are starting to run here, guys. So there goes PHUN and DWAC starting to run. Let's see what they're doing. But, man, we're getting pretty good at these dip buys, man. We're getting pretty good at it. I think it's time to scale up in size starting tomorrow. We're going to start scaling up with our swing trades / long-term day trades that we're taking in pre-market and holding for at least an hour. All right, we're going to buy a little bit of the SPY on this red to green move. 25 shares, pretty small. But we're going to start to start day trading a little bit more now. Gonna add some more. SPY's a little rangy here though, but if we can open up a new candle right now, and then we're gonna buy this dip, and then all right, we're in 50 shares. Let's see if the SPY can pop. 50 shares of the SPY. Oh, here, let me put this up. My bad. I'm gonna put this up until I can switch and transfer it out, so you can see we're in 50 shares. We want to see a bounce at 430s here. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Yeah, we're going to get out. $8 loss. So very small. We'll come back to it if it sets up well. We're just kind of getting our feet wet this morning here. There we go. DWAC very volatile. Look at space, man. Maybe I should have held a piece of space because space is up to 860s right now. I see a down wick here for the SPY. We're going to add a little bit more. Try to jump right back in this. Hopefully it doesn't fake me out, but we're in 50 shares of the SPY again. About break even right now. Nothing too crazy for the SPY. Ugh, nasty dip. All right, so we're going to wait for the range to play out on the SPY at this point in time. So lost about 24 bucks on the SPY. Still green on the day because of our trades, but nasty rejection on the SPY. And we'll attack it again if it sets up well. We really will. I don't mind losing small on this and then attacking it again if it sets up well. But very rangy market right now. If you look at the QQQ and SPY, it's fake out cities. So I think in these situations, you got to kind of wait. Man, look at space run. Wow, man. I'm getting pretty good at these dips, bro. I'm getting pretty good at these dips. Now, even if I'm not holding a piece, man, I was spot on with that space call. And it really is confidence building, to be honest. It's very confidence building because I did it with DraftKings yesterday. I did it with space today. Market is reversing heavily, and I got out of all of them too, which is really nice considering what the market is currently doing right now. Market is nasty right now. Huge drops, huge downward action coming through. We might short a little bit in the SPY now that we broke these lows. We're going to take 25 shares. We're not going to get in 50 because we got in 50 the last few times and it just kind of big ranged it. See if we get a breakdown here. Got to be careful. We could be choppy in the market, and if we are, we don't want to attack it. Yeah, we're going to cover there. Just too much risk. $5 loss. We'll wait. We'll jump back in, and now that we got the up wick, we're trying to bet on a specific trend, but it's just so hard to bet on a trend in this market right here. We're going to scale down our size to just 25 shares. We got our risk up here too, over 433s. Just not an easy market to make money in, so we're going to wait. Big downward pressure, but Nvidia is kind of chopping sideways. PHUN starting to break over these highs, guys. So look at PHUN. Maybe we should attack space now. Yeah, so we're going to wait now. I know we said it before, but we really got to wait at this point in time. Market is just very trend. It's just not maintaining an easy trend to attack at this point. You know? And so anytime the SPY is this sideways and neutral, you want to be very careful attacking it because there's just not a lot of edge to be found in these markets. And you really got to just wait for a broader trend here to play out, which hopefully we'll get, but you never really know at this point. Space is still flying up though, guys. Look at this. It's at an 890s. DWAC sideways too. Luckily, we built the profit on the day, kind of swing trading those moves. SPY is very, very neutral, guys. So y'all just be careful. I'm down small on the day now, but very neutral market, man. PHUN consolidating here. We're watching DWC. What else is moving? Space is running for sure. What else do we got here? So we got TDOC running up. AMC is starting to pop. It's at 17s. Market's turning, heading back up, guys. So Anything else running? I don't see much on the scans. What about INDO? IMPP? Nothing. All right, so SPY is sideways here. Now we're in a sideways trend. Let's watch 342 is a big level on the SPY. 342. There's the SPY. Yeah, patience is king for sure. That's why we just gotta wait. It's important for traders to understand this too. Yeah, for sure, Eduardo. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. But no, we're gonna scale up with our swing trades for sure, for sure. Another fake out in the market, guys. So y'all just be careful. The market is faking everybody out. There's nothing really favorable going on in this market. Like I said, this market is where it eats new traders' money. So don't get stuck like that, guys. Understand? Like, look at the SPY here. This is where it eats new traders' money. And so just be careful. No real trend yet. We got to wait for action to happen. REVB. Space finally pulling back. Are you buying this dip, guys? Let me know. REVB, I still got a long way to go. Overstock. Overstock ran this morning. That looks good. MLTR, Palantir, or Palantir. Overstock's ripping up 10. Acquisition, I think. Yeah, Palantir. Or Palantir, however you say it. Ooh, the market just turned fast here, too. This is a quick drop for the SPY. So quick drop. Y'all be careful. Be very careful, guys. I will say if the market gets back over the VWAP, it's incredibly risky and you need to be very, very careful. Space pulling back some. We got Palantir popping up. We got a big red kill candle, but nothing really since then. Indecision is what I'm reading from the market right now. Here, look at the QQQ. Mostly a decision. See if the SPY can break lows. I don't mind a downtrend as long as we get some type of trend here. We just need some type of trend to attack. Space, pull it back some. Are you buying the dip in space? Let me know. How are you guys doing right now? Let's see. Space and DraftKings? Yeah, for sure. so neutral and choppy right now, man. We're in 25 shares of the SPY right now. Here's the SPY. And I'm trying to be patient with this. You know, take a little bit more off, holding 10 shares. I just want to see if we get a broader breakdown here. We're already down on the SPY on the day. And it's just chop city, unfortunately. Yeah, we're going to cut it there. So we got to wait for this to break. And it needs to break. Like usually when you see something like this, it needs to break for like at least 5 minutes. We need at least 5 trend candles maintaining in a specific direction. Like if we reject at the VWAP here, then the green light is open for me personally, maybe to attack an upward trend. But if we go back over the VWAP, we are very, very, very choppy. So, you know, it's something that you just got to be patient for and wait. INDO, yeah, INDO, IMPP, both just kind of, it's honestly the slowest day I've seen in a long time. SPY back over VWAP, so yeah, we are not going to touch this thing right now. Like, there's no way we're going to mess with the SPY or anything right now. We got to wait. I don't know what else to do. We're down small, but it's a small day. We just got to wait here. Green or red? Yeah, for sure, Michael. Remember, small size while you wait out the trend, 100%. Well, it's not just the SPY, it's the QQ too. They're both doing the very similar things, which is just up, down, up, down, up, down. IMPP breaking down on the VWAP. DWAC and PHUN trying to come back here. They're at 88 cents. At least they're maintaining a trend, some trend. Space looking solid here. There's some other ones that might be interesting here. Not AMD though. AMD's sideways too. Disney. Apple. Yeah, everything's boring. Y'all just be careful. Just wait out the trend, guys. Wait out the trend. Maybe mess around with some futures. And if you want to trade the same scalping setups as me, check out Top Step. Top Step funds traders. So they give you a demo. If you can hit their target, they fund you. If you follow the rest of their rules, that is regulated in the U.S., pay out millions every year, fund thousands of traders a year, and there's no PDT rule in futures. The E-mini does basically the exact same thing as the SPY, and so you can trade the same scalping setups on the E-mini or the micro E-mini that you do on the SPY and get around the PDT rule. And so if you want to check that out, here's the link. I usually wait a little while to post this, but I don't have much. There's not much else to do. I gotta wait for the SPY to change trends and do something. So here's the link if you want to check out Top Step. Really dope platform. Again, I'm biased in their favor because I get a commission if you sign up through me. But dope platform, regulated in the U.S. Again, there's an 80% profit split. So if you make 10K, you keep 8K, they keep 2K, and you get to keep 100% of your first withdrawal from them. And so really dope platforming concept. Man, look at the SPY, bro. It's the choppiest market ever. I think the Q is a little bit better than the SPY for a few different reasons right now. Number one is that it's maintaining a little bit more obvious of a downward trend than just choppy sideways trend. Space did bounce right at the VWAP, and this is why we use the VWAP, guys. Look at the VWAP here. This is why you use it. It's because so many other traders are watching for VWAP pullbacks on stuff like this. It's just a powerful way to trade. Powerful way to trade. Got like AMD up there too. SPY is still very, 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 very sideways. I took like a 10 share position on the Q, but we're down like $1 right now, and we'll see if we decide to do anything else. DWAC testing the VWAP here. I think this is a big level. All right, we're scalping a little bit of the space again. Ended up buying some of this dip and riding the bounce. Huge rejection on the SPY. Not a huge rejection, actually. Small rejection, but a rejection nonetheless. Testing 9 for space. We might add a little bit more on this little pullback for space here. Seeing if it moves back up to test 9. Nice. QQQ short is working out really well. We're going to add a little bit to the SPY breakdown here. We're going to cover our Q short. I'm going to add some more back to the SPY. I want to pop back up, hoping we break out of this upward trend now. I'm going to add a little bit more to space here too, in anticipation of an upward kind of pop. All right, so we're in the SPY. Beautiful here. Call it the breakdown. Finally got the trend to start working for us. We actually might. Okay, we're actually green in space, surprisingly. We're going to cover here on the SPY and add back on a bounce now that we have a confirmed trend. Just jumped in another QQQ trade. I'm going to sell a little bit of space. Might add on the bounce for the SPY. We're in the SPY, 25 shares. We're going to cover that into that pop. We're in the Q as well, covering into that pop too. So we're going to take a little bit more off of space here. We're going to add back on this pop and see if we get a really quick flush down here for the SPY at the top screen, which we did. We're going to cover into that. We're going to cover into our QQQ trade, and we are going to cover our space trade too. All right, so we got some momentum swinging in here. Break even now after a really boring morning, but we finally kind of started to do something here. Thinking about shorting the SPY again on a pop. We're going to start it small in this instance though, and keep it 10 shares on the short. And then maybe add back if it keeps moving up and take profits quickly if it moves down. Looks like I got out of space at the right time. All right, so we're going up, so we're going to add another 10 shares to the SPY. $20 shares now. All right, nice flush. We're going to cover quickly. All right, so we're now break even. We're going to start to scale up our size a little bit since we, like I said, when we're in the red, we do not trade large to try to win it back. Instead, we do the opposite. We trade small until we're green or break even, and then we scale up once our risk is lower. Might add back to the SPY on a pop up to 432 if it does pop up to 432. Doesn't look like it's going to, though. There we go. And we're going to cover into that flush as well. All right, so slightly green on the day now, slightly green. We're going to start scaling up. Yeah, but I'm not trading off the 10-day. I'm trading off the 1 minute because I'm taking like very quick short-term trades. Space dipping down a little bit. I could buy this dip again. We're gonna start it off with 25 shares on space. SPY still breaking down. Never really got an entry on the top. We're at 50 shares of space. Nvidia, Apple, everything else is kind of breaking down here. So we got to just wait for a bounce if we're going to short into this downward trend again, which I think the more times we do this, the riskier it gets because it's not going to hold this trend forever. It's eventually going to make a big rebound and everybody's going to cover and it's going to squeeze it back down or squeeze it back up. So chilling right now in space. That's it. Market breaking down very firmly. QQQ tumbling down. Isn't it messed up to bet against the market by shorting? Is shorting evil? My guess is you're an AMC trader, Richard. It's not evil to short. I don't hold it very long at all, so it doesn't really matter that much. And so, yeah, it's not evil to short. It's just betting that the market's going to go down. If you want to be a profitable trader, don't listen to the people that just want you to YOLO and never sell. And they're going to criticize you of not being a diamond's hands or whatever it is. In the end, they don't care about you. They're just trying to inflate their own positions. There's nothing wrong with shorting. I don't short penny stocks, but I think the SPY can handle it. I think Google and Apple and Disney. I don't ever short Google, just to put it in perspective. But I think Disney and Apple and the S&P 500 can handle it. Doesn't hurt anybody. And the only people that really claim that shorts are evil are usually people that got stuck bag holding positions that they shouldn't have been. Now, I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying usually the people that get mad at me for shorting are AMC kind of meme traders who are desperate to blame AMC's lack of success on anything, and sometimes they'll blame it on shorting, but it's just not accurate. All right, so we're gonna get out here on this bounce back for the SPY, but we're probably break even. We're down slightly. We're still in space. All right, space is starting to move back up. Here goes the SPY starting to climb. A little bit tempted to buy just a piece of the SPY up here, like 10 shares. Space break even. SPY trade starting to look better. All right, so we actually are nailing a nice little trade in the Q, which we're actually doing noticeably better on today. Let's see what the SPY does. Might add back. I'm going to pop up here. We're going to short into this pop. Add a little bit more. We'll try to get into like 30 to 40 shares now, and our risk is going to be about 432. 30 shares. I'll try to get maybe 40 in there. All right, so we got 40 shares. Like I said, 432 is going to be a risk level that we're in. Space is trying to move back up. All right, so we're back break even on the SPY. Again, we're in 40 shares of the SPY right now. People always claim that I'm trading small, but if we look at this, 40 times 432, I'm in $17,000 of equity right now. So, I mean, we don't really trade small. There we go. We're going to cover. Still riding this down. You love to see it. Caught the breakdown. Added to our support level. Ooh, I just added a little bit more accidentally here. I actually didn't mean to do that. That might actually affect me. Oh, not bad. Okay, cool. Space is kind of pulling back on me here. Space, our risk is going to be 83s. Right here. 80 actually. DWAC starting to creep back up. All right, we're going to cover that. So we're nicely green on the market now. Going to start to scale up a little bit more, especially if we start to see weakness. Yeah, we're going to have to just cover this. Give it one more chance to bounce here, but getting ready to have to cover. Market breaking. Luckily, we just made about $12 from shorting the Q on that weakness. Yeah, we're just going to have to cover this. So we lost about $8 on that space trade, but we made it back in other facets of the market here. Specifically the Q. DWAC starting to creep back up. How are you guys doing today? We got the webcam guy. Sorry, team. Yes, shorting is just taking the other side of a trade. Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to be a real successful trader, you got to understand shorting and taking both sides. If you're restricted to only going one side, it's going to severely influence your bias and just negatively affect you most of the time here. Nice. We just nailed a QQQ short again. And we're up about $25 on the day. So we had a tough morning where the SPY was choppy. But if you trade actively enough, you'll usually end up coming back. And here's my day. So we're up $24 on the day. We're going to see if we can keep going. But, like I said, that's kind of what you do. Got a little bit of a cushion now, so we can start to maybe attack some larger size. We'll use our generic starting size of 20 shares instead of 10 now. Made a little bit more in a Q short. Waiting for the SPY to give me a bounce, but we kind of been attacking the Q more than anything here. Here's the Q. Starting to test these lows. Space is actually holding at 75, so it actually bounced. So I don't know what we're going to do with space. I do know the QQQ is right at the previous closing price, so y'all be careful. What about REVB and these other ones? All right, there goes the Q breaking under the previous closing price here. Big drop in the Q now. Space is dropping. It's going to drag a lot of stuff down with it. I think we got to wait for an edge now, which I don't know if we're going to get. We'll see. Q's breaking down pretty substantially here. Space holding nicely. We're going to add a little bit more to space. We'll get back in 50 shares. We'll take another push at that. We're going to add one more 25 share Q trade, 25 shares, see if we can get a quick profit that we can cover into under the previous closing price. If it breaks over the previous close, we're just going to cut it. And we're going to cut that. $3 loss on the Q, nothing major. It might have faked me out a little bit. It's down so much already, I think it's going to rebound though, unfortunately. Oof. Probably a bad move buying space there, I guess, in a crashing market, but it's all good. Luckily, we've got a little bit of a cushion nowadays. All right, so we're just waiting. Space might come right back, but choppy action at this point. Rebounding market. Market might climb back up a substantial amount that we don't want to get stuck in, so we just got to kind of hang out, wait. Let me catch back up in the chat, see what you guys are doing. We might buy a little bit of Q up here. We're gonna short this 20 shares. So you get another test of that previous closing price here. Nice. We're gonna cover into this. Cover into this. Space dumped here, so I'm very glad I got out of that when I did. What else is moving right now? Here's Apple. Nice. We're actually shorting the SPY a little bit now too. Covering. Getting ready to cover some more. Covering. All right. INDO coming back. Still got a ways to go. We'll see. Just be careful. This one's getting influenced by some big time gurus. SGLY is slow. We got QQQ here we're watching. Shorting the SPY again. Starting to scale up my size a little bit more. I know these things are testing the previous close. We'll cover. Like I said, I know the SPY is testing the previous close now. And so is the Q. So we got to be careful. Downtrend won't continue forever, although it might continue some. All right, shorting the Q. Beautiful here. We're going to try to catch a larger breakdown. We're going to cover into that. Hold 10 shares left in case we continue. We're going to keep holding this. And cover into it. So yeah, we're up like $40 right now, and we still got a long ways to go. I mean, we still got a lot of time left. It's pretty early. So we'll see what we get. But attacking the downward trend in a volatile market is pretty simple. No, the SPY is actually pretty solid price action. I see a cat's CPTN. Yeah, wow. What happened to CPTN, man? This thing is kind of sketchy, in all honesty. What's going on with this? Seems a little sketch, to be honest. Hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, guys. We day trade live on stream every weekday morning for free right here. So we don't sell a course. We don't sell a service. We don't claim to be experts. We don't charge a penny for anything. Everything we drop is completely free. And if you appreciate that, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. QQQ dumping, SPY dumping, market dropping here. So, man, missed it. Missed this one. Yeah, so I don't know. We gotta wait for a pop back. What happened to CPT and when did it get halted? It got halted about 5 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. So it must be a 20-minute halt if it is. But market's dumping, guys. Down to 429s. Yep. This is why you got to be able to short. Yeah, AMD, Nvidia, a lot of stuff failing. Take 10 shares in the queue. Nice. In blood red markets like this, just be careful because a lot of the time the rebounds are very, very quick rebounds. And you don't want to get stuck in them. PHUN bouncing off of threes. Pretty close to break even here. All right, so we're making some money from the SPY. The QQQ is being a little bit different. Here's the SPY. We're almost break even on the SPY after a long kind of road of fighting it, but SPY breaking down. Maybe I should have held that. Yeah, we lost like $10 shorting the queue. We had to get out. It started to pop over the previous close. So we're up 40 still. Kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of thing. Maybe we'll get some better setups now, though. All right, big pop back. CPTN should be resuming sometime. I don't know when this thing's going to come back, but it should be resuming sometime. SPY coming back some here. And finally starting to get some type of rebound here. Also, guys, y'all check out BitGet. BitGet's really dope because BitGet allows you to copy other profitable traders. And, you know, super useful in terms of like crypto. So if you're trying to get involved with the crypto market, BitGet is my favorite resource for crypto. They are a sponsor of our video, but Bitcoin flew today. It went up to almost 39K. And so you can invest in crypto on BitGet. So if you just want to regularly invest on BitGet, you can. Really simple to do. You can see you go to spot investing and I can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, Mana, Engine, you know, XRP. You know, you can buy a lot of these cryptos you can't find elsewhere. If you go to USDT, I go to Metaverse, I can see all the Metaverse crypto which are running today. Solana crypto, Inno crypto, GameFi crypto, DeFi, NFT crypto. And you can figure out what all of them are and invest into them on BitGet. Really dope part of their site. You can also trade crypto futures. So if you want to short Bitcoin or go long on Bitcoin on BitGet, you can. You can short Bitcoin, you can go long, you can use up to 125 times leverage on Bitcoin. So if you spend $1,000, you'll get 125K, which is very risky. Y'all be careful. Incredibly risky to do that. But if you're a good crypto trader and you can make it work and make some money doing it, they do give you that much leverage, and you can use them if you're in the US. Also, a lot of people are going to find value in their copy trading section. And copy traders it's a new age form of investing, to where you can give them and specify how much money you want to give them and copy them trade for trade. So if they take a position, you take a position automatically here. Really dope. And there's a ton of copy traders that you can follow here. If you look at this, there's a lot of really profitable copy traders that you can follow and make money from. Or you can be a copy trader yourself, and copy traders earn 25%, or copy traders earn 8% on the money they make other traders. We're actually shorting the QQQ again right now. We're going to cover there. So we just made some more money shorting the QQQ. Made any money we lost back plus some. We're up about $50 on the day. But yeah, point is, look at this guy. He has 95% accuracy over the last 3 weeks. If you look at his trades, the biggest thing you want to look at is how many losses are they sitting on. And this dude's sitting on a lot of losses. And so that's how he kind of misleads people into copying him. 30 losses he's sitting on. So don't follow people like that. You always check how many they're sitting on. This guy has been one of my favorites lately. And so if you look at this guy, he took some losses in this crash, but I actually prefer that, because it means, like, and these are just trades that he's currently in right now, but I actually prefer that because it means that he's cutting his losses when he should. And if you go back, green, 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 green. A lot of these guys are going to lose money in the crashes, but they're long-term profitable regardless of small blips of red. And if you scroll back, like, look at this, 300%, 300%, 400%, 500%, 500%, and you can copy them trade for trade using this platform. It's pretty simple. You go to follow here, and so you can select follow mode, whether you want it to be a multiplier or a fixed amount. And so if you want to do a fixed amount, you can say, hey, let's give them, $1,400, $1,800, $2,000, $3,000, or if you want to do multiplier, which I like the most. And in this case, you can say, okay, if you want to follow him with any type of risk, so like say he's taking 1,000 shares, say you want to take him 40% of that size, you can say 0.4. That way you're taking 0.4 times the orders placed by the trader. So if he takes 1,000 shares, you buy 400. And that way you can kind of limit it. If he's trading too large, you don't have to take it. And then you can also give him stop losses here. So if you see this, you can make a stop loss ratio. If he loses over 50% on his big losses, or 100%, you can give him 100% stop loss. So if he loses over 100% and gets out, take profit ratio. So if you want him to take profit, you can, which is really dope. And you can give him a maximum follow percentage as well. And that way you can kind of limit your risk, but copy these profitable traders. And there's a lot of these guys out here. There's a lot of these guys that aren't trading huge, but are making money on this platform. Some of these guys as copy traders, like this guy has only made $460 in the last 3 weeks, but he's got 6 people following him and he's earning 8%. If you look at accumulation followers here, some of these guys are not trading huge accounts. Some of them are. Like, look at this guy. This guy has made 116K in the last 3 weeks. This guy has made 20K in the last 3 weeks, 65% accuracy, 176 ROI in the last few weeks. So really dope. Got 103 people following him. But we also have people like this that only made $285 in the last 3 weeks. But because they're so accurate, they're making 100% accuracy, 430% ROI. Then they still got 127 people following him, and they're earning 8% on all of those traders. So when all of those traders are earning 8%, so if they make anybody 100K, they get to keep 8K, which is 8% of 100. And so that way you can be a copy trader, you can copy other profitable traders, and it's really dope, super useful for trading. And if you want to see the link, they are a sponsor of our video, and so you can, use the platform if you're in the US. You can copy other profitable traders in the US. And depositing money is actually really simple as well. So if you want to deposit money, I forgot to show you guys this. If you want to deposit money, really easy. All you got to do is go to buy crypto, and you can buy USDT. You can use Visa, MasterCard, Google Pay, Apple Pay. You can say, hey, I want $500. I think USDT is the cheapest currency to load your account with. But I might be wrong. Just be sure to check. But again, you'll get your coin within 2 to 30 minutes, usually maybe a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be too bad. And again, here's the link if you want to check them out. You can use them if you're in the US. So if you're in the US, you can use BitGet and trade on BitGet. And it's super easy to do. So if you're in the US, you can trade on BitGet. You can get KYC verified, which is the universal standard of verification on BitGet. And it's just a really dope platform that I think a lot of people are going to find value in. All right, so we're getting into another really nice trade on the QQ right now. Let me put this up. Grinding up some money. We got 25 shares left. We're going to take another 15 off and lock in some more profit, and then hold 10 shares left, see if we can make some more. Attacking this downward trend. Nice. We caught the previous closing price rejection here. You can see the light blue line. We shorted into that, anticipating a rejection. And we're just going to cover into that. So not bad here, guys. We are up about $65 on the day. So kind of building up some profit. Nice little green day in the books. And again, I'm using Top Step. You can use Top Step to trade these same scalping setups. Like Top Step funds traders. And so they trade the futures market. If you look at the E-mini versus the SPY or the QQQ, what I'm trading today, you'll notice they do exactly the same thing. Like look at the Q, look at the E-mini. Same exact strategies that I'm using. And you can use Top Step to get funded in the futures market. And the futures market where you trade the E-mini has no PDT rule. So it's one of the ways you can trade with some leverage with no PDT rule, and Top Step funds you. They give you a demo if you can hit their target while following the rest of their rules. Then they fund you 50K up to over 100K. And here's the link. All right, so now that I'm done selling out for the rest of the day, not a bad day. Nice green day in the books. Nice green day in the books. We'll take it. How are you? How did you guys do today? Green or red? Let me know. And here's the Big Get link if you want to check it out. Here's the Top Step link. With all that said, I'm going to close it down, guys. So listen, I love you all. I appreciate everybody joining us here today. We have pretty solid views today, so thank you all to everybody that was here. Remember, guys, good luck. Take it slow. This is the truth of the market most of the time. When the SPY is choppy like this, or when the Q is choppy, wait. In this moment, I lost a bunch, not being patient enough to wait for this range to break here. And you can see the range. It's rectangular. You can see the range right here. And so if you're not patient, you're going to get stuck in this chop. But if you can be patient and wait for this range to break and then attack these trends, it can be incredibly profitable. Incredibly profitable. Nice green. What are the commission fees on which one, Economy? On Top Step? I'm not sure what Top Step is. They give you a demo, and if you can hit their target, you can follow the rules. I can't remember what the commissions are. But it's like you buy market, buy bid, sell the ask. It's just like regular trading. The only difference is the sizing. And so you're using contracts and futures. But the only difference is, okay, so in stocks, you have cents per share. Like how many cents per share did you make? In futures, you have how many contracts, how many ticks per contract. So like in the E-mini, for instance, every tick up or down is $12.50 in profit or losses. It's the equivalent of 1,250 shares. So every tick up or down, it's $12.50 in profit or losses. If it goes in your direction 2 ticks and you're holding one contract, you make $25. Just like if you were holding 1,250 shares and it went in your direction 2 cents, you would make $25. Same thing. You lose $25 the same way. Same thing in contracts. If you own 2 contracts and it goes into your direction 2 ticks, or you're making $50, so forth and so on. Top Step. I don't have a referral code. You just got to use this link. If you use this link, you get 20% off. Yeah, you just use this link right here. You get 20% off if you do so. And yeah, it's this link right there. Just scroll up. Here's the link one more time. I'll give it to you, and I'll delete the old one. Let me delete this now since I posted it twice. But yeah, can you put 10,000 of your own money in regular trade? In Top Step, it's a funded account program, so it's better suited if you don't have $10,000 and you want to try to get funded. They'll give you a demo. It's like $160 minus 20% if you use my link. And they'll give you a demo of between 50K to up to over 100K. And if you can hit their target while following their rules, then they'll fund you that 50K up to over 100K. And so yeah, it's a funded account program, but it's regulated in the U.S., located in the U.S. And again, they pay out millions every year. They fund thousands of traders. So, but anyways, guys, I'm closing it down. The last thing I got to push is Benzinga. Benzinga really dope. Benzinga is really dope because you can identify what stocks are moving, and you can try Benzinga out completely free for 2 weeks without even needing a credit card number. So you can try them out for free for 2 weeks without even needing a credit card number. Dope scans, and you can check out the link in the description for that. And yet John hates options. That's basically options trading. No, it's not. It's way easier than options trading. Way easier. Like I'll buy, just as an example, here's the micro E-mini. This is more like stock trading, right? Here's the micro E-mini, okay? I could short, what is the SPY doing? Let's say I want to short the SPY right now. This is the micro E-mini. It's 125 per tick. Look, I short the market, and then if I want to cover, boom, I just made 375 right there. But again, that is more like stock trading. That's just like how I normally trade here. So it's exactly that. It's not, options trading is way more nuanced than this. But anyways, I'm out. Love you all. Good luck. We'll see you guys tomorrow.